number 6, and he's up to the 15, down to the 14-yard line.
And, Bill, that is one advantage that, loading up your trips into the short side gives you is that, you've got a lone man out there to the wide side, and they took advantage of it right there.
Absolutely. And that was number 6 for
first down, Miles College.
For Miles.
And we have 4 receiver set here.
Oh, and they give it a little zone read again. Ooh, and a nice hit.
Yeah, quarterback keeper again.
On Cambridge as he...
Yeah, just gets whacked, and I didn't get the number, but I'm going to guess that's our friend,
Cambridge
Mr. Hunter.
Yes. Mikey on Hunter. It looks like he came with some cause. Christian Mays is number 6.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Your score, Miles College 0.
All right, so the end of 1, we've got Central State 7, Miles College 0.
Okay.
We're going to come back here in a few minutes for the start of the second quarter.
The Bloomington Monte Carlo Ride brings the Clinton County Fields alive. Every Friday and Saturday night now through October 28th, experience the fire-breathing sounds. Nothing more than the sawdust school buses for a haunted ride you'll never forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, at halftime,
Hotel and the
Central State University
Asylum
will acknowledge the latest members of the Hall of Fame. Ivan Seymour, Dave Dunham, Patricia Trimble, Sherlock Knight, Richard Armour, Ed Shamness, the 1992 football team, and the 1992 women's track and field team.
So I believe we're back to action here, Chuck, as we begin the second quarter.
Yeah, Miles is going to have 2nd and 7, and they can still pick up a first down without scoring.
Yep.
So we'll see what they run here.
They would need to get down to about the 3. So 2nd and 7. Joseph Cambridge, quarterback for Miles College,
Still
in the pistol. Jordan motions from left to right, and a little play action. Nope. It is given off to Christian Mays.
Dive up the middle, number 9, Javion Williams on the tackle.
Mays picks up a couple yards, Chuck, and so we're looking at 3rd and 5. And so, this situation, a lot of times, especially when you run that outside stretch play, a lot of times you see a bootleg off of that type of thing.
Yeah, it's certainly designed to set that up. And, what the guys upstairs are watching for is looking for that end to come flying out to cover that stretch. And
right.
As soon as they do that, they're going to hit them back the other way with a boot.
Of course, Russell Wilson made that famous with the Seahawks in recent years. And Christian Mays starts to his left, back to his right, and is able to get back perhaps to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, really not much there. Rashawn Searles on the tackle.
So I suspect we'll see Nick Christian, who's got 7 field goals on the season, and why not if you have that kind of weapon?
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Bill, we've got there's no motion from the sideline yet.
And Coach Ruffin is saying, you know what, we're going to think about this.
Well, hold on, we got a penalty. It looks like it's been declined. And so that is going to bring up 4th down. And
Nick Christian.
Yeah, here we go. So here come the Golden Bears special teams.
Now, I don't know that it makes a whole lot of difference, Chuck, since the wind is blowing across the field here, but it seems that this would be a little bit more difficult on this end, or a little less difficult on this end of the field than it was down on this end here.
And if nothing else, obviously a lot shorter kick. So
yes, a lot shorter kick, and we know that he has the leg as he's made a 52-yarder this year.
Right.
So Nick Christian lines up, which will be about a 25-yard field goal. There's the kick, and it is true. And so Miles College gets on the board at 14:09 of the second quarter.
Your score, Miles College 3, Central State 7.
And as the announcer said, the Marauders 7 and the Golden Bears 3.
And, Bill, one thing we've talked about all day, too, is that, Miles College really amounted to a short field there after the miscue on the punt. Central State has got to do a better job playing the field position game, keeping them off that half of the field.
I think the thing you have to be at least somewhat excited about if you're Central State is we talked about before the game that they ranked last in the league in defense. And so the opportunity to stop them down there in the red zone has to build their confidence as a defensive unit.
Certainly does, Bill. Certainly does.
because instead of now it being a new game, they still have a 4-point lead, and we'll put the offense on the field and get the Marauders going on that. So hopefully we'll be able to see another Marauders drive and perhaps some more points. A lot of festivity here, Chuck, at McPherson Memorial Stadium in Wilberforce, Ohio.
Yeah, of course, homecoming here today. You know, it's a lot of fun walking up to the gate today and getting to experience all the sights and sounds and smells of a great homecoming here at Central State.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Nick Christian gets ready to kick, and with his leg, I would imagine we would expect to see the ball near the end zone.
Yeah, and
back
blows
deep.
The ball off the tee there, so we're going to have to get a reset here.
So back deep for the Marauders as we have Terraris, Saffold, and number 12, Renan Lorenzo.
Yeah, Lorenzo is their punt returner as well. And Saffold, like we talked about before, had, I believe, an 86-yard kickoff return last week against Kentucky State. So,
right,
very dangerous anytime he's got the ball in his hands.
Right. So, yeah, you want to get the ball in Saffold's hands, and it looks like Lorenzo just watches it go through the end zone. No surprise there, Chuck, because we know that Nick Christian has a tremendous leg.
Yeah, he's going to boot it through the end zone, I imagine, just about any time he gets the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Central State first and 10 at the 25.
So, the Marauders come on the field.
Yeah, it's going to be first and 10.
At the 25-yard line. A little bit of a change from previous years. Of course, the ball now comes out to the 25 instead of 20 on the touchback. So, trying to minimize the kicking game, as I always say, Chuck.
Well, I think, Bill, what we've seen over the past few years was there were just such a slew of injuries that occurred.
Right.
Where you've got guys running down the field full speed, and they're trying to eliminate some of that. So you've got Saffold on a little read here over the right side.
Short gain of about 1, Chuck.
Yeah, not a lot there. Not a lot there. But again, that's a play what we talked about before where, you're running that.
One miss.
A lot of sense you're running that to set up Mays coming back with the keeper the other way.
Right. And of course, Saffold, it's just the volume of carries with him.
Yep.
He'll get 1, 2, 3, and then all of a sudden he'll go 80.
Yeah, he just needs a crease.
Yes, he does. So 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
Now split backs in the backfield. You got the fullback.
Mays calls for the ball and gives the ball again to Saffold. And Saffold, no, not this time. He's dragged down by, looks like number 41.
Yeah, way too much penetration.
Miles.
Saffold with the carry.
And he's dropped back at the 20-yard line. So, Chuck, we're looking at almost 15 yards, 3rd and 15 at this point, with 13 minutes to go in the second period.
Yeah, Central State needs to do a better job staying out of these 3rd and long situations if they want to be successful today. Like we talked about before, there just aren't a lot of plays in the playbook designed for this kind of yardage.
No, not at all. So we got trips to the right, single receiver to the left, Saffold off to the left of Mays.
Watch LeVon Meeks in the slot here, Bill.
Calls for the ball, and they got a little wheel route. The middle's open, Chuck. Oh, I think there's going to be defensive holding on that one.
I think we're going to have a holding penalty or something.
Maybe number 47, it looks like.
Yeah, intended for number 88.
That is.
Check the number here. That's Bobby Gist III.
Yeah.
Gist started his career at Eastern Michigan. He's from the Cleveland area, played at Euclid High School.
Number 4.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know what, Chuck? You just got to reach out and grab them if you know they're going to go blowing by you.
Yeah, that's right. And like you talked about, he really would have been wide open there. The middle of the field kind of opened up. And,
yeah.
Without that grab, you're right. We could be looking at a Marauder touchdown right now.
Yeah, we could be. And so number 47, Austin Stevens, who was the SEAC Player of the Week last week on defense, won't get it for that one there. So 2 receivers on each side. Mays calls for the ball. Play action to Saffold. He looks to the middle of the field again. Nice. Oh, Meeks drops the ball there about the 49-yard line of Miles College. And Chuck, he should have came down with that one.
Yeah, he really should have. And, you got to give Meeks a little bit of slack, I guess, in the fact that, he played quarterback for this team last year. This is his first year playing receiver.
True. And he's a good athlete, and he'll grow into that position the more he gets to play there.
Without a doubt. He's certainly shown his skills up to this point being the Marauders' leading receiver.
That's right. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Mays in the shotgun. Saffold off to his left. And to give to Saffold, he's got a little bit of a crease, and he's up to the 40, up to the 47. He's gone. He's to the 50. He's to the 40.
One man to beat.
Back. Knocked out at the 24-yard line of the Golden Bears. And the Marauders are an offensive business again here, Chuck.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if it hadn't been for number 4, Jaworski Randall, the safety, we'd be looking at another Marauder touchdown right there.
Yeah, I was looking for him the cut back across the field, but he just decided he was going to take it up the sideline and get what he could get.
Good for a Central State first
he had the edge and he took it.
And he did. So, 3 receivers to the left, tight end to the right, Mays in the shotgun with Saffold off to his left, and they give it to Saffold again, and he slashes off the right side for a short. Well, I think he might have lost a yard on that one,
Yeah,
Chuck.
I think they are going to spot it about a 1-yard loss, maybe even 2, Bill.
Yeah, second and 12 or a long 11 here. 11:39 to go here in the second period. Central State leads 7-3 over Miles College. And a beautiful day here in Wilberforce, Chuck.
We couldn't ask for a better day here, Bill.
This is what fall football in Ohio is all about here.
That's right.
3 receivers to the left, tight end to the right, Mays in the shotgun.
Same
Calls
formation.
for the ball, rolls to his left. And he's got a man wide open, gets it out there to Meeks.
Meeks sits down in the flat. He's going to gain about 4. The Bears did a nice job coming up and limiting that to
Yeah, there was no yak yardage on that one.
Not a bit.
So we'll be looking at, it looks like about 9 yards, 3rd and 9. And, of course, I don't know, Teal's long is 33 yards, Chuck, so he's right about at the limit right now.
Yeah, I would say so. And given this wind, I don't know what Coach Pearl would decide if they don't pick up some more yards here.
It really is going to depend on what you're looking at on 4th down, probably, is whether they Urban Meyer it and go for it.
Well, I would say in this situation, given the field position, we won't see a punt.
Yeah, that's
just
for
sure. It's a matter of whether we see them go or kick.
Mays drops. He's got a little comeback route.
Yeah, I'll tell you, intended for Darius Ford.
And Ford had an isolation on that, and that wasn't a bad comeback. He
kind of hit the brakes and turned around. And unfortunately, his feet just went out from under him. And I think if he hadn't slipped, he'd have had the completion because Mays had the ball right there.
He sure did. So it looks like field goal time.
Yeah, they are going to go ahead and give the kick a shot here.
So Darius Ford. Nice concept, though. You got the one-on-one coverage on the backside. And if they were able to connect, they might have been looking at a first down there, or 4th and short.
That's right. Mays put the ball right where it had to be.
And there is the kick by Teal, and it's about 3 yards short of the goalpost.
Yeah.
No good.
Okay, so the Golden Bears will take over, and it is 10:20 to go in the second period, 7-3 in favor of the Central State Marauders.
I'll tell you one thing Bill Central State did accomplish with that drive is they kind of flipped the field here on the Golden Bears and going to give them a lot worse field position than they had the last possession.
One thing they don't want to do, Chuck, that last drive kept the Marauders defense on the field for a while, and I think thanks to penalties that kept that drive alive. They want to be error-free here so they can get that ball back and not have to be on the field for 5 minutes.
Yes, they do. And like we talked about, first down needs to be a big down for the Marauders to try to limit their second down options.
Pistol formation. Cambridge gives it off to Justin Hardy.
Stretch off the right side. And again,
number 8,
you guessed it, number 13, Mikey-On Hunter with a nice play. Looks like a tackle for, I'd say maybe half a yard loss there.
Tell you, opponents in this league aren't going to be happy to see Hunter for the next few years in that middle linebacker position.
I'm sure just the opposite is true for Coach Pearl.
They're smiling
ear to ear, I'm sure.
For sure. Okay, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Cambridge in the shotgun. He drops, short drop, gets the ball out to number 11, Curtis Jones. And Jones is able to pick up about 12 yards on the catch.
Yeah, they kind of pick on the other linebacker, Abrams, there when they play. Linebacker has that coverage responsibility, but it's a long way to go for that man from the middle.
That's almost impossible, Chuck.
It really is.
In most situations. Okay, 2-by-2 formation, back to the right of Cambridge. Cambridge takes a short drop again, and they're going, goes to an out. And, Chuck, that's going to get timed up if they do that too many times.
Yes, it will. But, again, like we talked about, the short passes have been there today for Miles. Mostly because of the cushion given by Central State secondary.
And guess who again, Chuck? Jordan Walker on the catch. So
no surprise there.
No.
That's going to bring up a second and about
second down.
I'd say 7.
Yep. 2-by-2 formation. Pistol. Cambridge calls for the ball.
Play action.
Play action. Looks at the middle of the field and a wide open. Guess who again? Jordan Walker.
And Bill, I don't know, we might have had a miscommunication there. We had
Number
2
5,
Miles
Walker,
receivers in the
rookie
center of the field.
Yeah, I saw
Only
that.
about a 5-yard separation, so
Yeah, somebody
ran the wrong route.
I think I don't know if Walker was right. I mean, the outside receiver should have ran that a little deeper behind that to layer the route.
Right.
So, Cambridge pump fakes,
fake.
goes down the
Oh,
sideline,
wow.
and he's got, number 88, Trey Smith was
That pass
wide
is
open.
incomplete.
Yes, he was. It looks
Second
like
down.
21. Is that Sanders? Let me double check my roster here. No, that's Lawrence Inman out of Fairborn, and he bid on the pump fake and let the receiver behind him, and just lucky that was overthrown.
An impressive display by Cambridge's arm strength there. I mean, that ball hit about the goal line, Chuck, and he threw it from about the 50s. So
That was a nice ball, no doubt about it.
Yeah. 2-by-2 formation, pistol. Cambridge calls for the ball. A little quick screen to Curtis Jones, I believe.
And it looks like
Number
number 7, Henry Alexander III, coming up and making a play on that. But again, just the cushion, it's 4 or 5 yards before Central State can get a hat on the ball.
For sure.
That's going to bring up 3rd and about
Number 6
4
on the
here
play,
from
third
the
down.
left hash.
Okay.
Another
Pistol
pistol.
formation, 2-by-2 receivers. Cambridge looks back over to the sideline, change the play. And they're checking it out to see what the Marauders are lining up in. Middle of the field's wide open again, Chuck.
Yes, it is. No safety in the middle of the field.
Cambridge has Hardy to his right and a little quick screen out to, guess who, Jordan Walker.
Yeah, just let him a bit much on that, Bill.
Yeah, he did.
Fourth
Probably
down.
Walker might have got a little anxious on that one, I think, and then
I think he saw that green in front of him.
I think he did too.
Eyes got a little big. That's a certain possibility.
And that might have been an automatic call. You see that a lot, Chuck. If there's a blown coverage and the receiver knows it, it's just automatic between him and the quarterback.
Right. Well, and like we said it again and again, but given the cushion, I think that would be
Chuck,
an automatic hot read all the time.
And we have a 57-yard field goal attempt by Nick Christian
I'll
coming.
tell you, I know they've got a lot of confidence in him, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a fake in this situation either. Worried about inside midfield.
Because
if you a long kick, the wind.
The wind has shifted this way, Chuck. It is
be a little behind him now, but timeout Miles. Excuse me.
I think we might be going to we're going to a station break there, Rick. Yep. So we're going to a station break, and we'll be back in a second.
Sorry, trying not to talk over.
106.9 WZAA-LP, Jeffersonville.
The Apollo Ride brings to Clinton County
The Ohio Tuition Trust Authority is proudly supporting college students. Searching for an advantage to finance your education? Just go to www.collegeadvantage.com and start saving money on your education today.
Swallow Hotel and the all-new Evil Asylum will chill you to the bone. Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride, 1261 West Dalton. For more information and directions, go WilmingtonHauntedHollowRide.com.
Okay, we're back here at McPherson Stadium in Wilberforce, Ohio.
Miles College Golden Bears looking at a 4th and about 4, and it looks like they thought better of their field goal attempt. They brought the kicker out the field and brought the offense back on.
Would have loved to see it, Chuck. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation.
Again, trips into the boundary here.
Jordan Walker motions to the wide side of the field. And it's a little zone read pass, and he gets the ball. Wow.
I think we're going to get a pass interference call, but I don't know. From up here, Bill, I didn't see a whole lot.
I thought he actually caught his foot on the defender, Chuck, and that is Trey Smith. Wow. Yeah. I can't say that I agree with that call on that one.
I don't know. They picked on Lawrence Inman over there at the corner a couple times, but again, like I said, I can't say anything bad about Lawrence on that play. I think any contact was incidental.
During the play, there were 2 fouls. Eligible receiver, downfield,
offset.
Holding, defense. These killers would offset, repeat, 4th down.
Well, there you go. We got ineligible player downfield for the Golden Bears, so that's going to offset that defensive holding penalty. So we're going to replay 4th down.
We're going to get to do it again, Chuck.
That's right.
With 7:44 to go in the second period here at McPherson Memorial Field in Wilberforce, Ohio. It is the Central State Marauders 7 and the Miles College Golden Bears 3.
And Miles going to line up with trips into the sideline again. Now we're going to motion to a 2x2 set.
Jordan Walker motions to the right, and a little quick screen out. Oh! And again, they just kind of like that one play before, Chuck. They just misconnected on that.
Yeah, you read my mind, Bill. The exact same play and the exact same result there.
So if we look at the coverage, why they're trying to do that is they feel there's enough of a cushion there that they can get the ball in his hands and he can pick up some significant.
I agree with you, Bill. I think if he'd have caught it, he could have basically walked
scored
up for the first down.
Yeah.
Well, definitely would have gotten the first down.
For sure.
Given the coverage. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Marauders from their own 39.
And we got 3 receivers to the left, tight end to the right. Pistol formation here with Saffold as the deep man. Mays calls for the ball. There's the snap. And it's a delay handoff to Saffold.
Yeah, I don't know if we had a little miscommunication.
I don't know.
The draw is supposed to take that long to set up.
Number
But,
23,
The quarterback's holding the ball out in the air for a while, Chuck. Things are not looking good there.
yeah, I'll tell you, Mays kind of had to feel like he was a man on an island there for a second. He was all alone.
For sure. Saffold picks up 1 yard. And I think if he had got the ball to him a little sooner, that play would have went for more yards, but it started to break down.
Yeah, I think the hole was there. You're right, Bill, early, but just closed too quick. So we're going to have trips now to the bottom of the field. They're tight to the top.
And Mays drops, and he gets it out to Meeks, and Meeks is able to get the ball out to the 44-yard line. Pick up of about 5.
Nice 3-route combination there, Bill. You've got the 2 inside of the 2 slot receivers both running and out there, and Meeks, again, the kind of athlete that, you throw him that ball in the flat enough, he's going to make a play and take it to the house.
And those are the safe kind of passes. Of course, when you run a double out like that, you protect yourself from the corner sitting on that and coming up and picking off, which we were talking about a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and in fact, really what you're doing is you're making him make a choice.
Right.
And, as long as you throw it right, he can't pick right.
3 to the left, 1 to the right, back to the right. Saffold. Mays looks, gets it out to Ford, and Ford gets the ball out to about the 48-yard line.
I'll tell you, Mays did a nice job there. I don't know, Bill, if you noticed that, but he kind of had to wait for him to break open. And,
he did.
Finally did.
He was very patient on that. And so it's going to bring up 4th and 2 from the 47-yard line, and it's punting time. And, last time the Marauders punted, Chuck, it was a little bit of an adventure when Trevor Teal had to run around to get that ball off.
Yeah, I'm sure the Marauders are hoping for a completely different result on this punt.
So Gunners to the right and left. 3 backs in a protection situation. Teal, the punter, gets the ball and, got pressured again.
Well, he did.
The ball goes down to about the 20. Looks they're going to mark it at the 22-yard line.
At about the 22-yard line, Bill.
Right. And so that is
made by number
where Miles College will take over.
Miles College, 1st and 10.
And that was number 16, William Kelly, who is their leading punt returner, with 6.9 yards per return this year. So Miles is back on offense. Joseph Cambridge, number 14 at quarterback. And they come out by a 2x2.
Marauders in their base 4-3.
Back offset to the right of Cambridge. Cambridge gets ready to call for the ball. Quick drop, looks, gets it quick out to number 11 for the Golden Bears. And we will get a number on number 11.
Robinson.
But again, Bill, I hate to sound like a broken record here, but Miles, keeps taking advantage of that flat.
He sure does.
Number 11, that's Lee Anthony Robinson. He's a redshirt freshman
Miles
at
College,
Greensboro,
1st and
Alabama,
10.
for Miles College.
So number 11 is Lee Anthony Robinson. And a little quick, oh! And no, the ball is tipped by the Marauders. And number 82, Antonio Lee comes up with it.
Oh, I'll tell you, Bill, number 7, Henry Alexander III has to be
Number
beside
82,
himself
Lee,
after that. Made a
with the
beautiful break
reception.
on the ball, just couldn't
Good for
quite come up
Miles
with it.
College touchdown.
And unfortunately, Miles does make the catch and takes
At
it to
this
the
time, we
house.
ask the 2017.
Wow, what a bad break for the Marauders.
It really was. That would have been 6 the other way, no doubt about it,
As Lee was
if
the
Alexander could have come down with the ball.
fortunate recipient of that tip pass. Nick Christian out for the extra point. And with 5:06 to go in the third period, the Golden Bears are looking for their 14th point. There's the kick. It's up and good. So Nick Christian adds another extra point, and that makes it 10 points.
10-7.
10-7. I'm giving Miles another touchdown when they didn't get it.
Let's not do that yet.
Not yet.
To the end zone nearest the scoreboard for halftime recognition. Thank you.
We've got Marauders are coming out, and Chuck, with 5 minutes to go, they need to get something going in here. They had one nice drive when Saffold broke the long run, and they've got to figure out a way to diversify a little bit.
Yeah, and not only that, Bill, but they've got to find a way to stay out of 3rd and long. You know, that's really hurt them today, where they've gotten in situations where, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15, even right. I believe 3rd and 20, and you're just not going to convert those with a very high percentage.
No, not at all.
And that's been kind of the story for Central State this season. Their 3rd down percentage has not been excellent.
No, not at all. Back deep for CSU, you've got Terrers Saffold and number 12, Rena and Lorenzo. And last time we saw Christian kick off going to this end, the ball went into the end zone. Right. So wouldn't be surprised if we see the same thing again. And there's the kick, and he drives the ball way back into the end, about 5 yards deep into the end zone. So the ball comes out to the 25, and that's where Central State will begin.
Ball kicked off into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, Bill, I don't think you can really
Central State ball, first
overestimate the
25.
value of having a great kicker like that does for your team. Like we've seen so far, you don't need to cover kickoffs. You've always got a shot from inside. Basically, Miles has shown us from anywhere inside the 40, they're willing to take a shot. So, that adds a whole other dimension that a lot of teams just don't have.
Very true. 2 receivers to the right.
Yeah, Bill, it looks like we've got...
It looks like we got...
we've got Levon Meeks back there taking the snap.
Yeah, and that's kind of a wildcat and a little trickeration. And Mays, who's at wide receiver, has got the ball, and just nothing opened up, Chuck. Nice concept, but it just never developed the way that the Marauders wanted it to.
And, I think, unfortunately, when you've got your quarterback in a situation like that where, he's going to be the recipient of a handoff, everyone knows what's coming at that point, and Miles certainly had the coverage. So, again, like you said, I love the concept, but just not quite there.
Yeah, and it's a little bit different, too, we don't know a lot about Mays as a runner, but if you did that with Braxton Miller out there, well, you know that Miller has that ability to run the ball.
Right. Well, we know from looking at the stats, Mays, has some yards this season. So
he does.
He can run. He can tuck it and run, no doubt.
Play action fake to Saffold. Mays is under pressure. He's looking around, steps up in the pocket, and goes down at about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, Mays just really getting pressure, not really getting a look downfield. And, unfortunately, after the sack and the ill result of the trick play, again, Marauders in another 3rd and very long situation.
Yeah. And
the bad thing is, Bill, we went from a situation where they could have run out the clock possibly, and now it looks like the Golden Bears are going to get the ball back with plenty of time to try to make something happen here in the half.
And with the punting follies that Central State's had, it's not a sure thing they're going to get the kickoff either on this.
That's
3
right.
receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mays rolls out a little draw to Saffold, and it goes nowhere. Matter of fact, Chuck, I think it's going to be a loss again.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Bill, I'm sure this almost capacity homecoming crowd's not going to like that call, but, in that situation, given the field position and everything, really not an unwise call by Coach Brill and his staff there.
No, so we are back at about the 10-yard line now, and we are looking at a 10, 20, it looks like 4th and 30.
Yeah, and Central State punting out of their own end zone.
Trevor Teal has to get this one off quickly, Chuck. Now
protection's got to be better than it is. They've got everyone pulled in tight.
Yeah, no gunners, which is a wise move there. And here comes the pressure. Oh!
Ooh, Miles getting close.
Yeah, the ball's on the ground, number 16.
Yeah, little misread on that.
Gets the ball back to the 40, to the 35, to his 30, 20, back down to the 10, all the way up back to the 6-yard line.
Well, Bill, so many times you see that on where the returner will bobble the ball and then recover it and make a long play, and that just throws the timing off. Central State would have had the coverage probably right there if the kick would have been fielded cleanly.
And William Kelly, who's had 7 punt returns this year, Chuck, who's averaging 7 yards a carry. That one will help the average.
That certainly will pad that average a little bit. That was a nice return. So, again, we talked about Miles, looking maybe to run the clock. Well, now they're going to have the ball inside the red zone. So Central State looks like they have a shot to get the ball back here, but they need to get a stop here and hold Miles to a minimum of field goal.
So there's a timeout on the field. And Central takes a timeout, and they just want to regroup, Chuck.
I think Coach Pro wants to call them over, calm everybody down, say, look, we're in this football game. Let's be smart here, read our keys, and try to make a stop.
And if they're able to, dodge the bullet again, create a field goal situation, and make it 13-7 instead of 17-7, we'll consider that a moral victory.
Yeah, I was going to say, I took the words right out of my mouth. I think they would have to consider that a win at this point.
Yes. So we will see here in a second what happens as the Marauders go back on the field. And, wow, just an explosive return just like that. And, again, there was pressure on Teal on that punt. It's not been smooth sailing as far as the protection for Teal.
No, it hasn't, and that's one key, I believe, to this game. It's going to come down to special teams and the fact that, again, Miles does have some weapons there, and Central State needs to find a way to minimize those if they can.
So it looks like a little heavy formation to the right there, Chuck.
Yeah, still out of the shotgun, a pistol backfield, but again, you're right, Bill. A lot of bodies up front.
And they give the ball to, I believe it's Hardy.
Yeah.
And the fumble.
Yeah, strip.
Oh! And I think one of the offensive linemen was able to come up with it for Miles College. What a golden opportunity for the Marauders there.
Boy, you're right. Boy, that would have been a huge play. You had a strip there, I believe, by number 56, Kahari Logan. And but unfortunately, again, Miles is able to recover the ball. But that is going to help field position-wise for the Marauders.
Absolutely, Chuck. So now we're looking at 2nd and goal from the 15-yard line, which is a lot better situation than when we were looking at the 6.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So the clock is running with 2:11 to go in the second quarter, 10-7 in favor of Miles College.
2nd and goal from the 14 here for Miles.
And we've got 2-by-2 formation. Cambridge drops, a little quick drive. Oh, he's under pressure. Throws the ball up to the end zone. That could have been a push-off by number 88, Trey Smith.
And we may have that call. There may be an offensive pass interference call. Henry Alexander III with a nice blanket coverage job there, so he may be rewarded with a flag.
Yeah, it is offensive interference because he's trying to create a little separation too obviously there, Chuck.
Yeah, he really was, and there just wasn't any there. Like I said, Alexander III with a real blanket coverage. Central State did a nice job there with their zone. The pressure on the quarterback really was a result of that great coverage. There just really wasn't anywhere to throw the football.
Very true, very true. So it's going to pour a little kerosene on their situation. They were at 2nd and goal from the 14, and so they are going to be, I guess there's now Central State, with Christian's leg, I don't know that the 15 yards makes that much difference, Chuck. Do you take the down? What?
Well, they picked the flag up, so.
I'd like to see what the ruling on that one was. Did they say it was, I don't know.
The original indication was offensive pass interference,
right.
but they did pick up the flag, so.
Okay, so it should be 3rd down now. 3rd and 14.
3rd and goal from the 14.
3rd goal.
3rd goal from the 14.
From the 14. 2-by-2 formation, back, Hardy off to the right of Cambridge. Cambridge on the quick drop. He looks for the slant in. Oh, and nearly picked off.
Pass is incomplete.
Yeah, really not a very good ball. Way too high for the slant inside there. If anything, you want to put that ball down and in front, and instead it was high and a little bit behind him, so they're not going to convert to anything.
And almost like what happened to Central State when they tipped the ball up in the air and it was returned. We could have seen the same thing there if that ball had hung a little bit longer. There was clear sailing down the sideline for the Marauders.
Yeah, that's right. They could have gotten a break on that ball. It would have been 6 the other way, no doubt.
Well, we consider this a break with 1:50 to go in the second quarter. The Marauders are going to force a field goal attempt. Oh, and a bad snap. And Kelly rolls to his right, and he goes down at the 23-yard line. So the field goal attempt goes bad. And, Chuck, we haven't seen the smoothest play on the special teams.
No, we really haven't. You know, like we talked about, that was the key coming into today's game, and special teams have continued to make a big impact. And, you know, couldn't have worked out any better for the Marauders.
No, not at all. I mean, they couldn't have asked for, well, they could have asked for a turnover, but other than that would have been about the only thing that would have been better there. So
we'll take a turnover on downs.
We'll take the turnover on downs. And we have 1:41 to go in the second quarter. Central State with the ball on the 23-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mays in the shotgun with Saffold off to his left. He drops, he looks, and a little screen play, a little jet screen. Oh, nice athletic play, Chuck.
Yeah, you know, and that's exactly who you want the ball in that situation is Saffold, and that's what they did. But unfortunately, Miles College also knows that.
Yes.
They swarmed him pretty quickly. That's going to bring up second and about 3.
7-yard pickup, so clock is rolling.
Inside 1:20 here to go in the quarter.
3 to the right. Mays drops. He's got the ISO on the left side, and he goes to Ford again.
Yeah, and he was open there, Bill. That was put in about the only place he could, but again, just let him a bit too far out of bounds. But
second and short, you dial up a shot at the end zone with 1:11 to go. Not a bad call.
That's right. You still have this down to try to pick up a first and keep the drive alive. So.
And I think they should keep on working on that one-on-one ISO over there, Chuck, because a couple times Ford has been in position. They just have to make the connection on it.
Yeah, that's right. We just haven't seen him bring one in. But, again, like you said, it's been there.
3 receivers to the right, and Saffold is off to the races again. 50, 40, 30, cuts back across the field, 15, down to the 10-yard line.
Boy, he is explosive.
And Terraris Saffold, boy, what an addition to this offense.
He really has been. He's been a real spark today for the Marauders.
And now clock should stop there, Chuck, I believe, on the first down.
We're inside 2 minutes, so it should have stopped. That's right.
I think Coach Pearl should be asking about the clock.
And it looks like Miles is going to take a timeout.
Well, I think I would be asking him to examine that situation. There was about a 10-second runoff there.
Yes, there was. And, you know, again, I know they changed the timing rules, but...
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you keep your seats for the halftime recognition of the 2017 Hall of Fame inductees.
106.9 WZAA LP, Jeffersonville.
So we're back with 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. We have the Marauders of Central State on a long run by Terraris Saffold down to the 10-yard line, and they're in business, Chuck.
Yes, it is. We're going to have first and goal right there from the 10. 45 seconds to go here in this first half. And a beautiful homecoming afternoon here at Central State.
Can't ask for a better day for a football game, and we have a capacity crowd here on the home side, Chuck.
We sure do, and a great football game to this point too, Bill.
Yep. Okay, so we have number 27 in the game. I believe that might be J.R. Moseswine, and that goes nowhere. As
Moses Wine Jr., Coach, I think is actually
Moses Wine. Okay,
Moses Vine, I think.
Moses Vine. Okay, and he picks up about dropped for about a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, and Vine has kind of been that third guy. It looks like this season, kind of gotten lost in the mix with Saffold and Nelson. We're going to have another timeout by Miles College.
Okay, so Miles didn't like what they saw there. And we're going to go to another break.
The Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride brings the Clinton County Fields alive. Every Friday and Saturday night now through October 28th, experience the fire-breathing sounds. Come aboard the Sawdust School buses for a haunted ride you'll never forget. Terror in the Court, Slaughter Hotel, and the all-new Evil Asylum will chill you to the bone. Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride, 1261 West Dalton. For more information and directions, go WilmingtonHauntedHollowRide.com.
Sounds like a scary ride, Chuck. So,
without a doubt, Bill. Too scary for me, I can tell you that.
Yes, for sure. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We've got second and goal from the 13-yard line. Mays rolls to his right. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. Yes! Meeks, touchdown, Marauders!
Beautiful throw and a beautiful catch there by Lavon Meeks. And Mays to Meeks for a Marauder touchdown.
Threw it where only place he could throw it, Chuck. Meeks lays out for the ball and makes a great play on it.
Well, you make a great point, Bill. You know, that was a great throw, mostly because there wasn't anywhere else it could have been.
Right.
And he put it right where it had to be.
Put it low and on the sideline, and Meeks came up with the ball. So with 16.6 seconds to go in the second quarter, the Marauders take the lead 13-10 with the extra point up and coming by Trevor Teal. Teal with the kick.
That's good.
It is good, so it's a 14-10 game, just like that, Chuck. We turned it around.
Yep. You know, we've mentioned it time and time again today, but Saffold, again, with his explosive play, helps flip the field for the Marauders and puts them in position where they can punch one in and again, give them the lead going into half. So, you know, 3 for 3 this year. The Marauders have been up at halftime at home. Let's see if they can't hold this one on for the second half.
Well, you know, Chuck, we'll be picking a player of the game for both teams, and you got to say that at this point, Saffold is going to be one of the front runners for the Marauders.
Say, based on the first half, there's no doubt about that.
Yep. And of course, on defense, you have to consider Mikey on Hunter on that.
Yeah, you sure do. In fact, I believe he's led Central State in tackles the previous 2 games.
Right. And I think he'll probably be amongst that crowd again.
I would say so.
And we've got some gymnastic moves going on by the Central State cheerleaders at this point. Pretty impressive, Chuck.
Yeah, demonstrating some great athleticism out of those young men and women.
I think you'd get some face plants out of me if I did that.
Without a doubt, Bill.
Nice.
You wouldn't get a face plant out of me because you wouldn't get an attempt out of me.
Chuck would be ahead of the curve on that one.
So Central State looking to kick off here.
So
16.6 seconds to go in the second quarter.
And I would think you'd kick it along the ground here, Chuck, so you wouldn't give them a running start at a great return, but that's just me.
Yeah, of course, Miles does have, I believe, 1 timeout left, so
yeah,
you know, you don't want to give them the possibility where they could throw it short and get to field goal range either, though.
Yeah, and that's true. With Nick Christian, field goal range is when you get over the 50-yard line. They may line it up and give it a shot.
So they do kick it along the ground and, you know, just falling on, so basically no time goes off the clock there. It doesn't start until the receiving team catches it. So
yeah,
if he's down as soon as he catches it, there's not going to be much time run off.
Yeah, I think in that situation, you want to get it over the first 2 lines so that you force it down to about the 20 where they've got to field the ball.
Right.
Because they're not going to want to down it there. So, but we'll find out what happens as Joseph Cambridge comes out for Miles College. And, you know, maybe one shot down the middle of the field, and we've seen the middle open during the whole game.
Yes, we have.
Could put Christian in a position for a long attempt here.
And Central State looking for that. They're playing a deep quarter coverage here, it looks like.
Yep. 2-by-2 set.
Motion to trips to the top, and
that
we're
was
going to get a draw.
And it's Hardy with a little trickery. We wouldn't expect a run right there.
Yeah, really not a surprise there. It looks like Miles is going to be content to go into the halftime down by 4.
And why not?
Let the clock run. That's right.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the first half.
So we've seen a great football game here, Chuck.
Boy, we sure have. Competitive on both sides, a lot of big plays.
You know, sometimes people will look at records and they're misleading. We saw, you know, Miles coming in at 2-3. We have the Marauders coming in at 0-5, but these teams have looked anything but what their records would indicate.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we've seen a lot of good football, but we've also seen a few errors that I think kind of give us a glimpse into why these teams have struggled at times this season. But again, they are both putting together pretty decent football games today. So,
right.
You know, I'm looking forward to a very competitive, very exciting second half.
Yep. And, you know, so adjustments, Chuck, if you're Central State, what do you have to address, you think, going into the second half?
On the defensive side of the ball, I think Central State has to find a way to play a little tighter coverage with their corners. You know, Miles has taken advantage of them basically giving up the flats and giving up the hitches and the short throws. And so if they don't do that, I wouldn't be surprised to see Miles hit that even harder in the second half.
Yeah. And for Central State on offense, the one thing I saw that I think I would try to take advantage of is when they get the one-on-one with Ford, he's matched up really well. They just haven't connected on that. That can be the potential big play that they're looking for.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like it's been there. And, again, Mays has done a nice job getting him the ball. It's just been a little off. There's just been minor glitches, it seems like, every time where they just haven't connected.
For Miles, had a nice drive, but other than that, it's been kind of helter-skelter. I'm not really sure with the new quarterback, Cambridge, in there. They appear that they want to throw the ball, but yet they want to run it, but it doesn't seem like they have that chemistry created yet.
Yeah, not quite there yet. You're right, Bill. But, again, like we said, we've already seen the potential for a lot of plays to be open.
Right.
They just got to execute and finish those plays off. I would say defensively for Miles, what they need to do is eliminate the big play. We've seen Saffold break a couple long runs, and we've seen Central State be able to get behind them on a couple different occasions. So what they need to do, again, is eliminate those big plays and force Central State to grind it out.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and, Saffold, as we studied this week for the game, I know we talked about it a little bit, he's a kid that's a transfer who was getting a few carries here and there. He is the leading rusher on part-time work,
right.
And I think he's establishing himself as the go-to guy here.
Yeah, in fact, without looking at my stat sheet, I want to say he had something ridiculous like a 70-plus yard average or something going into this game, which is just ridiculous.
Right.
But, again, the reason for that is he's such a breaker. And, again, I think Coach Pearl has, found that you can't, you bring a guy like that in, you can't leave him on the sideline. You get him on the field, and that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah, and you don't want to upset the chemistry of your team. You bring a new guy in, you don't want to throw him right in front of people that have been here. But at the same time, you're hired and fired based on the winning games or losing games, and you're not going to go too long with that kid on the bench without getting him into the game.
Yeah, that's right. And I think, part of the team sport is everybody wants to win.
Everybody wants to win. That's right.
Sometimes that involves, taking a lesser role than you might have had previously. But, again, if that's going to help the team, then they need to do that. And, I think we've seen out of Central State today some pretty good team chemistry. For a team that's 0-5, they haven't really looked like that. They've hung together tough, and they've made some nice plays. And, I look forward to hopefully they continue that in the second half.
Well, and you talked about it, Chuck, is that when we look at the scores of their games, they've been in a few games. They could easily be better than 0-5 right now, and things have come together here. Of course, I think the environment here, of course, being homecoming and that's got the team fired up and ready to go.
Oh, without a doubt. Looking back at the previous games, week 3 they had Morehouse College here, and there were 8 lead changes in that game. So Central State's got some experience in playing these kind of games. They just need to come out on top of one.
And, and they're not that far removed. A couple years ago, I think 2015, if I'm not mistaken, they were 5-5.
Right. That would have been Coach Pearl's second year here.
Right. So I think when we look at that, we know that they can get the W's here. Again, they're young. They're trying to put things together. And this game could be a big step in the right direction for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't done a Central State game today, but from what I see as far as the support of this community and this school and the alumni, this has a chance to become a hotbed again. They just got to continue to improve and keep going. But, they've proven that you can win football games here. You can win championships here in the past.
Right.
Let's just hope that the new regime can get that going again.
Yeah, and we hope to build with WZAA and Campus Nation to create a long-lasting relationship here with Central State, which is right in our broadcast backyard.
That's right.
And so we will hope to see that in the future. And, of course, we'll be looking at some basketball here, Chuck, as Central State will probably figure prominently into our game of the week and the basketball program, too.
Certainly, of course, their big rival being Cedarville University in basketball, I'm told. So Cedarville, another very close institution to our coverage area. So some nice games picked up for us.
So, Chuck, I think we'll take a second here and let people listen to the festivity and the sounds of the Marauders marching band.
Yes, the invincible marching Marauders.
arriving always in style. Next, we have the bold, the beautiful, the dancing belle Black Diamond, performing to Raining Men. Next, we have fan favorite, Ohio. Central State University, make some noise! welcoming the Central State University Royal Court for the 2017-2018 academic school year. First, we have Miss ROTC, Kamaran Johnson, a mass communication major from Washington, D.C. Miss Johnson is escorted by Mr. Hassan Crowder, a criminal justice major from Chicago, Illinois. Major from Washington, D.C. Miss Sophomore, Star Scott, majors in manufacturing engineering and hails from Cincinnati, Ohio. She is escorted by Mr. Sophomore, Marcus Haynes, a psychology major from Anderson, Indiana. Miss Junior, Braxton Jeter, native of Cleveland, Ohio, majoring in early childhood education. She is escorted by Mr. Junior, Quinzel Rogers, a mass communications major from Chicago, Illinois. Miss CSU Dayton, Robin Williamson, a business administration major from Dayton, Ohio. She is escorted by Mr. CSU Dayton, Travion Raymond, also a business administration major from Dayton, Ohio. Miss Central State University 2017-2018, Miss Tayana Adams. Miss Adams is a water resource management major from Dayton, Ohio. She is escorted by Mr. Central State University, Frederick Haynes, a biology major from Dayton, Ohio. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have all been waiting for, the 2017-2018 Homecoming Queen and King. Homecoming Queen is Anila Demi. Anila is a senior from Dayton, Ohio, and is majoring in mathematics. Some of her achievements include being a member of the Central State University Cheerleaders and Trio Services. Anila is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and believes in following her dreams and encouraging her peers to do the same. The Homecoming King is Roberto Piñera. Roberto is a graduating senior at Central State University and is a native of Columbus, Ohio, by way of Haiti. Roberto is a psychology major and is highly involved on campus, which includes being a resident advisor, a member of Black Divine Modeling Troop, and president of Student African American Brotherhood. Roberto lives by whatever you want to be in life, give 100% effort, take full advantage of every opportunity that comes your way, and remember to always be great. Please help me in welcoming our president, Dr. Cynthia Jackson Hammond, and the first gentleman, Mr. Hammond, as they welcome our homecoming king and queen. Let's give one more hand to our 2017-2018 homecoming queen and king in the royal court. The Invincible Marching Marauders are directed by Mr. Raymond W.T. Jr., Director of Band. Assistant Band Director, Mr. Trent Smith. Ms. Sylvia Kelly, Director of Auxiliary. Assistants, Crystal Coleman, Imani Level, and Tina Watson. Thank you, Central State University, and we will see you all next time in Marauderland.
The Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride brings the Clinton County feels alive. Every Friday and Saturday night now through October 28th, experience the fire-breathing sounds. Come aboard the sawed-off school buses for a haunted ride you'll never forget. Terror in the Court, Slaughter Hotel, and the all-new Evil Asylum will chill you to the bone. Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride, 1261 West Dalton. For more information and directions, go to WilmingtonHauntedHollowRide.com.
106.9 WZAA LP, Jeffersonville.
Marauder Nation, just a reminder, as you are posting all your pictures and videos from today's homecoming activities, make sure that you use the hashtag WeAreCSU. Hashtag WeAreCSU. Also, you can follow Central State Athletics Facebook page on Twitter and Instagram at @Go_Marauders. At @Go_Marauders. To all Central State students, the Fall 2017 Career and Internship Fair will be Wednesday, October 11th at the University Student Center from 11 a.m. to 3 in the afternoon. Again, the Career and Internship Fair will be this Wednesday, October 11th at the University Center from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. You're asked to please dress professionally. For more information, check the Office of Career Services at 937-376-6383. That's 937-376-6383.
And we were talking about the Saffold kid. He said he isn't. Said he isn't a transfer. He said he's been here. Yeah, but I said, hey, you guys.
Was at that school before? It's on the roster.
Yeah. I said, you're pretty close to hitting on that fade to the sideline. He goes, oh man. He said, we haven't come that close. little caffeine in the system here. You got your test ready for next week?
Probably don't want to go home.
You want to renegotiate your contract for off time here?
That's the time to do it, right?
Yeah, it is.
I need somebody in the second half.
That's right. Chuck was renegotiating.
It's too late.
So, Rick, your impressions of homecoming here at Central State?
I like it. This is
Nice.
very, very festive. A lot different than you would find at a lot of other homecomings.
Yeah.
And
Parade.
it seems like this is a big homecoming weekend for a lot of schools.
Right.
I think that Massey had a homecoming back in Clinton County. Wilmington had a homecoming. There have been homecomings. This weekend must be probably the weekend for most of the homecomings.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better weekend as far as weather's concerned. Now, we did have a little bit of rain, but other than that, it's been beautiful.
Yeah, it really has, and like you guys have said, there's been a lot of pageantry and a lot of things here today, and it's been a really neat experience to see. We had to come through a big parade when we got here
Yeah,
today,
we did.
and
So
almost
Chuck,
became
tell
a
us,
part of the parade.
How was the hot dog?
Excellent.
Excellent hot dog.
Yeah,
Okay, so he recommends the cuisine
I
here.
do, yes.
All right, there you go.
Fine dining here at Central State. I would
Fine
recommend.
dining. Well, guys, this is Game 6 of the Game of the Week series. We've seen some good ones. We'll have some good ones coming up. Next week, we have Notre Dame College out of Cleveland takes on Urbana.
Again, Notre Dame College, Bill. Be
Notre
careful.
Dame College, not the Notre Dame University.
Not the Notre Dame.
Yes. And, of course, then after that, we'll be, I think we're back in Wilmington.
Yeah, we're doing two games the same day, and one of them's Wilmington.
Yeah, we have Wilmington and Mount Union. And then we'll have a special Thursday night broadcast up at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium again.
Going back to Canton.
Back to Canton.
And now that we know how to open the windows, if it's warm,
yes,
we'll get a breeze.
Yeah, it probably won't be warm when we go back.
Not by then, I don't think. Not Northern Ohio, anyway.
And that week we'll be busy because we'll be rolling right back on Saturday. We'll be doing Hocking Junior College's game with Lewisburg College out of North Carolina. We will then move to the Muskingum-Wilmington game, and we will finish up with a doubleheader where we'll have Mount Union and John Carroll, and then we have Hocking College and Asa College. So, and we're hoping for a good finish by Hocking, Chuck, because we might get to go bowling there if the Hawks get a bowl bid.
That would be very exciting, wouldn't it?
They have a bowling team?
They might this year.
They might this year. They might go bowling this year, Rick.
Well, if they have one, we will take it on.
We will take it on. So exciting times here. Of course, locally now we hopefully will get some scores on this, but we have some games that'll be of interest. Of course, Mount Union takes on Heidelberg, who's been a little bit of a surprise this year. Heidelberg upset John Carroll 47-21, which I don't think anybody saw that coming.
I'd agree with that.
And so Heidelberg and Mount Union.
In the water tower parking lot, you left your car running.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
I've heard of, maybe accidentally locked his keys.
Yeah, in case you missed it, folks. The
Yeah.
announcer just announced there was a car left running.
Hopefully they have their credit card with them when they go to, well, they won't even be able to fill up because they won't be able to get out of the parking lot.
I'm going to have to go
You
to
got
the
to be able to
website.
start it back up.
Yeah.
Fill it up.
Yeah, exactly. So And of course, Ohio State and Maryland today, homecoming for the Buckeyes. Yeah, Maryland's improved, Chuck. I don't know.
Yes, they have. Coach Durkin's done a great job turning that program around. And
of course, getting their affiliation with Under Armour hasn't hurt them much over there either.
Yeah, that's been that's a natural fit. I don't know if you know that, Bill, but the president of Under Armour is a Maryland alum.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why they were really the first college football team to go with the extreme uniforms and things like that from Under Armour.
Right.
Of course, they haven't quite matched the Oregon Ducks.
No, they don't have the 92 different looks that the Ducks have.
That's right. Of course, their connection with Nike probably has something to do with that as well.
The Ducks added colors that they didn't even know they had. So, of course, the Buckeyes will be taking action. And then, of course, we've got Michigan State and Michigan today.
Always a big game.
Always a big game. One that might fly under the radar in the Big Ten would be Wisconsin and Northwestern, which Northwestern actually played a little bit better last week than people thought.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd say, and that's kind of a tale of two different teams. You've got Wisconsin, who has kind of not played up to the expectations people had of them.
Right.
Coach Chris has done a nice job with that program, but again, doesn't have them quite where they were picked to be at the beginning of the season. So We'll see if they can keep things going in a positive direction there. But again, Northwestern has definitely surprised some people this season.
Yep. Here's an interesting score with 12:14 remaining in the second quarter. The Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace lead the Quakers 3-0.
Well, and
defensive struggle there.
Hopefully Wilmington, Coach Moore has them playing well.
He was on our halftime show at Wilmington High School last night.
Really?
And BW, of course, has kind of struggled this year with the new head football coach there. So we will see how that plays out as the season progresses. So we're getting ready to start third quarter action, Chuck. It's 14-10 in favor of the Central State Marauders.
Oh,
and a little jet kick action. And now
penalty flag.
And the rule on that is it has to be touched by the receiving team before it can be recovered by the other team.
Well, I think what they're going to call here is also fair catch kick interference.
Yeah.
Saffold had signaled for a fair catch, and the Golden Bear player ran into him while jumping over him to make the catch.
And this is something I used to do when I was coaching. We called it a jet kick. We'd put our fastest people down there, and several times we'd have them catch it in midair, but the ruling is it has to hit the ground or hit a player before you can recover the ball. So in that case, the Marauders get good field position.
Right. Yeah, and that's why, kind of a coaching point here, that's why a lot of times you'll see them kick the ball directly into the ground and try to get it to pop up, because once it does hit the ground, then anybody can recover.
Exactly. So Central receives.
Yeah, going to get real nice field position here, Bill. Going to start at their own 46-yard line.
Exactly. And so Trent Mays has backs to his right and left. One receiver, and they're moving it up on the interference call.
I guess they finally were going to apply the penalty here.
So now they're on the 39-yard line of the Golden Bears.
Yeah, a real nice starting field position for the Marauders here to start the second half.
Absolutely. So Mays flanked with backs to his right and left in the shotgun. Gets ready for the ball. And the ball's on the ground.
Recovered.
And wow.
Yeah, and just like that.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Wow. Golden Bears recovered the bad snap and got the ball going the other way. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 Golden Bears.
And really, I think that's only the second fumble we've seen in the game, the one down by the goal line down
here.
Yeah,
it was not lost, though. It was recovered by the fumbling team, if I'm not mistaken. So you're right. That's only the second fumble on today's game.
Now, as far as special teams are concerned, the snaps have been somewhat questionable, but it's been a pretty clean game in terms of turnovers. Now, of course, we had the one interception, which was kind of fluky in itself. Okay, so Miles is on offense, and Joseph Cambridge is at quarterback. He has Justin Hardy lined up to his right, 2-by-2 formation. They are on their own 46-yard line. Cambridge hands the ball off to Hardy. Hardy on an outside zone, and he gets up to the 47. He's over the 50-yard line, it looks like.
Yep, keep hitting that stretch play, and they're finally forced out of bounds by number 21.
Looks like he's up to a nice pickup of about 6 there, Chuck, as he gets it out to, looks like the 47-yard line, 48-yard line. And so we're looking at 2nd and 4. Cambridge back to his right, 2x2 receivers. He's looking over to defense, gives a signal as he grabs his face mask, looks it over, calls for the ball. There's the snap. And a quarterback draw, and Cambridge is up to the 50, and he slides head first down to about the 48. When quarterbacks slide, Chuck, we don't recommend they slide head first.
No, that's right. You know, he kind of left himself up in there, and
Gain of 3 on the play. Third
Mike Eon Hunter kind of reminded him of that when he dove.
So 3rd and 1. Cambridge gets the call from sideline, 2x2 receivers. They're in a pistol formation in the backfield. Cambridge gets ready for the football. There's the snap, and he gives it. Oh no, he keeps it. He's up to the 40, down to the 40, or down to the 37-yard line. Pickup of about 14 yards, Chuck. And
yeah, that was a nice little game before. Looks like
I thought Hardy had the ball there.
Corey Johnson finally made the stop, but yeah, that was a nice fake.
Yep.
Nice mesh point fake there.
Yep. And so Cambridge sets Hardy to his right, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. They are in Marauders territory at the 37-yard line. This is their best drive in a while.
Yeah, jet motion here. We're going to go trips to the bottom.
And Robinson motions to the right, and Hardy is dragged down for no gain. Actually, probably it looks like maybe even a yard loss.
Yeah, you know, a little motion action there, Bill, to try to draw the defense away from the stretch to the opposite field side of the motion, but nobody went with it, and really no gain there.
And that's Anthony Robinson, number 11, on the carry.
2nd down.
So Miles still has the ball, 2nd and 11, and it may have been a little free play here, and they're going fade on this, and wow.
They got Rashawn Searles there to jump there from the defensive end spot.
There is a flag on the play.
Inman does a nice job knocking it away to lead this at just a 5-yard free gain on the penalty, but could have been a touchdown.
Yeah, the problem with free plays like that is sometimes the defense says, okay, it's a penalty, and they don't go through with it, and then a touchdown pass is thrown.
Right.
So,
Hey, in the 4th, it's with 12:46 remaining. Iowa State 31, Oklahoma 24.
Wow.
But they do have the ball.
And I will say that the other night on the Sports Planet, I was one that called that for an upset alert, as Mount Union's product, Matt Campbell, the head coach, has got them in position maybe to pull.
You had the Cyclones on a red light special, did you?
Yes, I did.
Really?
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Cambridge throws a little screen out to Robinson, and the Marauders are not fooled as they drag him down.
Boy, not a bit. I'll tell you, Henry Alexander III with a nice job coming up there and stopping that.
Alexander's had a nice little game for himself,
yes,
too.
Yes, he has. He's made a couple nice plays out there from his cornerback spot.
3rd down.
So 3rd and 9, Chuck, and just when it looked like the Golden Bears might have got that rhythm that they had that one drive in the first half, they're back to nowhere right now.
Yeah, they really are. 3rd and a very long, it's like about 8.
And, of course, they've got 2 receivers to each side. Hardy set off to the right.
Central State showing blitz there. Now they back out.
So Cambridge calls for the ball, and that could have been some motion, some illegal.
He slips and just fell down, really.
Cambridge tries to drop it off to Hardy on a little short popover route.
Yeah, a little bit of jawing going on down there, Coach. I don't know if you saw that, but
well, you know what? I think there was pre-snap movement by Miles on that. I'm surprised that they didn't get an illegal procedure call.
Yeah, I missed that. I just saw at the end there, 8 and 13.
The tackle, Chuck, wanted to get that drop step and wanted to get a jump on the speed rush, and didn't quite work.
Well, those big guys need a break sometimes.
Whoa, we emptied the backfield. Cambridge has got 3.
Yeah, 5 wide here.
3 to the left, 2 to the right. And a lot of times you see quarterback draws, but you also see a lot of pressure in this situation.
And that's exactly what we get. We're going to have a flag. I'm not sure what the penalty is. But
I think it's going to be holding. I think what happened is on the blitz, one of the Golden Bears just decided to tackle the.
Yeah, it looked like Central State was manned up there, and it looked like they might have had sent 6 guys.
Yeah, I think they did. They did send 6, and
of course that's hard to block. Hard to block 6 guys with 5
with 5 guys.
So.
Yeah. So what you do is you tackle one guy and pile everything up in the middle of the field.
Well,
and
that's certainly one theory.
Yeah.
Sounds like you've done that before, Bill.
Well, yeah, yeah. We have done that before, by the way. But
that's going to make it a turnover on downs, Coach. Central State's going to get the ball back here, 1st and 10.
And in good field, they lost field position on the on the fumble, but not too bad where they get the ball back.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Trent Mays flanked with backs to his right and left. Of course, we've got Tararis Saffold, the big gun in the backfield, is to his right.
That's right.
And he gives it to Saffold, and Saffold cuts it back across the grain up to the 40-yard line for a gain of about 5.
Nice little pick up the middle there for Saffold.
And, man, you know, Chuck, every time Saffold gets to that second level, you're thinking that he could go all the way.
That's right. He's shown that he's got the ability to do that. Anytime he gets a crease, he could be gone.
Yeah. So
I'm sure Miles is well aware of that fact as well.
Exactly. 2 to the right, 1 to the left.
So, again, one of the rare occasions today, but we've seen Central State. Now they're going to come out again in the eye with trips to the top of the field.
And Maydor's just, Chuck, I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah, he really blew it up there, didn't he?
Maydor's.
Number 23, Saffold with the carry.
He what we called pancake,
yes.
the filling linebacker
on
that.
That is an elimination block right there.
It is. Pick up a 3.
So they didn't get a lot on it, but again, kind of what they're looking for there out of that ISO to bring him into a 3rd and short. So,
you know, you soften them up a little bit like that, Chuck. If you can, your fullback can do that. Remind me of Lorenzo Neal when he was blocking for LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, I was thinking, or Jamar Martin in Ohio State's glory days a few years ago. But
exactly. I formation again.
Same look here, twins to the top.
And it's a rollout by Mays and a draw play. And Saffold's up to the 50, to the 45. He breaks through to the 40, down to the 38-yard line.
Nice play by Saffold again. You know, nice patience there. Just kind of picks his way through the tackles and came close to breaking another one.
So Mays starts to move the linebackers with the rollout and gives them the sprint draw on that, and works very nicely for the Marauders.
Yeah, they've had a nice couple pickups on draws today.
So 1st and 10 from the Golden Bears 39-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
Coach, we haven't seen Levon Meeks get a touch here in the second half.
No.
Let's see what.
And there's Saffold again, and he.
Boy, that's a shame, Coach. I don't know if you saw it, but he slipped right there. He had a nice hole and just slipped in the hole.
He did. Nice blocking by the offensive front.
Still ended up with a nice 4-yard gain, but it could have been a lot more than that.
Second down.
And ran to the side of Michael Wiggs and Aaron Evans there on that right side, and they did a nice job doing some road grading there, Chuck.
Yes, they did.
So we've got 2nd, and it looks like about 7, long 6. Ford out to the right. We've seen, press coverage, a lot of times, Chuck, we've seen him take a shot at this.
Yeah, they have, but Central State's come out and really tried to pound it in the second half. But here we got a play-action pass. And Mays with the deep ball.
He's got Levon Meeks. Oh!
Meeks had in his hand. And
Meeks at the 1-yard line.
Just couldn't hang on to it.
Wow.
Pass attempt is incomplete.
Nice patience by Mays, because, I wouldn't say it was the greatest pocket in the world, but he stepped up and he made a nice throw, put it on target.
No, that's right. And he did what we call stepping up into the pocket, which again is the ideal place to go, because the pressure is all going to run around behind you.
Yep.
The natural instinct I think of a lot of people is they would want to run backwards in that situation, but if you want to help yourself out, you need to step up, and he showed that he could do that. Again, Meeks just couldn't hold on to the football.
Very true. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Saffold off to the left, and they give Saffold the ball on a little draw play. He's up to the 35, down to the 25.
He's going to pick up a first down there. Another nice run by
Saffold. We don't have numbers on Saffold, but I got to assume, Chuck, he's over 100 yards.
I think he'd have to be over 100. Yeah.
What was that, Chuck? Rick? Did you get?
I would concur.
Okay. I thought maybe you heard something at halftime when I was battling the crowd for hot dogs.
I heard the hot dogs were good.
I heard that as well.
So we are at 8:44 to go in the third period. 14-10 in favor of the Marauders.
It looks like Coach Pearl and the Marauders have kind of decided that pounding the football is the way they want to play in the second half.
I agree with you on that.
They've had a lot of success so far.
And they give it play action to Saffold, and a little. Oh,
I'll tell you what.
And
86, the tight end Martell Clark, second leading receiver coming into this game. Just got turned around a little bit there, and
Clark
just
has
lost the ball.
17 receptions for 208 yards this year.
Yep.
I think he waited a little bit too long on that, Chuck.
Probably. I think, but too, you had to give Martell a chance to clear, and by the time Clark did clear, it just wasn't. It wasn't an ideal situation.
Yeah, it's. one of those tough, especially that kind of route, which is diagonal across the field. The timing on that's kind of tough.
Right. But again, a nice call for first down. So let's see what they do on second.
3 to the left, 1 to the right. Mays rolls to his left. He looks, and nice completion. It looks like it's I think
That's
the same
Clark right
Martell
there.
Clark
Yep.
down at the 13-yard line.
Pass is complete to Clark.
And we're in the red zone again.
Good for Central
we
State
are.
first down.
So Central State continues to move the ball. They've been rejuvenated since that touchdown at the end of the second quarter, Chuck.
I agree with you, Bill. They really have.
It's a different ball team out here. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. I formation for the Marauders.
Got your 2 leading receivers up to the top of the field, Bill, there with Levon Meeks and Martell Clark.
Roll out to the right, and another sprint draw to Saffold. Saffold takes it to the right. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. Out at about the 4-yard line.
I'd say that was a nice call, Bill, but I don't know if you saw it. But
Number 23, Sefo
the
with
left
the
end
carry.
for the Golden Bears just got drugged down right there. That was
It happens. It
yeah,
happens.
it does. But
We
I
saw the
don't know if
play,
it was
another
Wiggs or
Central
whoever
State
on the right
first
side
down.
there, but
First and goal.
there might have been a hold there, but not called. So the Marauders will take it. First and goal from the. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be 2nd and 1 from about the 4-yard line, so they can pick up the first here without scoring a touchdown.
The thing you like to see with Saffold is he extended, put his foot in the ground, and got north and south and got what he could get out of it.
Yeah, that's right. He shows that he's got patience, but also the ability to burst one. So that's a great combination to have in a young back.
Hey, Mays with backs to his right and left. Give to Saffold again. Oh, nowhere that time.
Yeah, he may have gotten to the line of scrimmage. No, it looks like he's actually lost a yard there.
I think so. Looks like they're marked. Well, yeah.
Maybe 2.
Number
Yeah, maybe
22,
2.
Sefo with the carry.
So 3rd and about 2 yards to go. They can still pick up a first down here, Chuck.
Yeah, we'll see what formation they're going to run here. They got the fullback coming out of off the field.
So 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Saffold sets to the right of Mays. Mays looks over to defense, calls for the ball, and a little quick slant route. Oh, and man, Ford has had some opportunities, and none better than that one right there.
I'll tell you, that was a nice ball by Mays. Put it where it had to be, and Ford just couldn't quite time it up.
And I think, given the score of 14-10, you've got to kick the field goal here.
Yeah, I would agree. You just want to extend right here.
You want to get
try to go up by a touchdown.
Force them to score a touchdown. And so Trevor Teal, and these have been less than automatic, Chuck. So
I think that's a good way to put it.
We will see. And
nails it through, though.
Nails it through. Ball flying sideways through there, but the ball is good. And so that makes it 17-10 with 6:15 to go in the second quarter. Or third quarter, I'm sorry. I'm a quarter behind.
You are, and I'll tell you, Central State really chewed a lot of clock there with that second drive of the half.
They sure did. So we will await the kickoff here. There's a little hop in the step there as the Marauders take the field for the kickoff, and you can see the confidence building with them.
As it should be at this point.
Okay, so Miles College regroups, comes out. I'd like to find out, Chuck. It would be interesting to find out what's going on with their quarterbacks. We thought we would see Lejean Cordier play today. And then I believe last week,
yeah, Cordier did not play last week either.
Sidney Wilson played last week. So it's kind of a musical chairs with the quarterback situation right now. Okay, so back deep is Leonard Tyree and Anthony Robinson, and about the 1 yard line is where Tyree gets the ball. He gets it up to 11. He gets to the sideline, 20, 25, 30, 35, out at probably about the 39 yard line, it looks like.
Well, Bill, and you could just see on there where Central State lost contain on the end.
They sure did.
The outside man cannot let him get outside, and he just got caught too far inside.
And, years of coaching, Chuck, we tell them time and time again, stay in your lanes.
That's right, and there's an example where he just got out of his lane.
Yep. 39. And, we used to tell them, don't get out of your lane until you can smell them. So
I hope he couldn't smell them.
Yeah, if he could smell them, then it's probably not a good thing here. So here we go. offense for Miles College. And we
First
get
and 10 from about the 40, their own 40, Coach.
2x2 set. And Cambridge looks it over.
Well, let's make
Actually, it's 2 to the right and 1 to the left. And they are in a shotgun formation.
Tight end to the top of the field there.
And they play action to Hardy, and they're going deep up the left sideline, way too deep.
I'll tell you, he overthrew him, and it's a good thing, too, because he was behind the cornerback there.
Yeah. So Trey Smith had a huge cushion, and had he caught it, that would have been 6 points for the Golden Bears.
Again, just snuck in behind Jameis Sanders there, but well overthrew him.
And, you know, we've said during the course of the game that Cambridge has shown the ability to throw the ball 50 yards here, so we know he has a strong arm.
Without a doubt.
Pistol formation, Hardy moves up to the right of Cambridge, 2 receivers to the right, and he gives it off to Hardy. Hardy on a little outside stretch, nothing doing there as he gets up to about the 40-yard line, and that's where Miles will
by number 8, Hardy.
be faced with 3rd down and about 8 yards. This would be a huge stop here, Chuck.
3rd down.
Yes, it would.
If the Marauders are able to stop Miles here and get the ball and go on any kind of drive,
We'll be talking about eating the whole 3rd quarter.
yeah, it's starting to get late into the game. Pistol formation for Miles. They look over. Play has changed. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Okay. Cambridge looks it over. Play action fake. A little stop route. And Trey Smith, who was open on the fade just a few plays ago, it comes back.
Throws it in front of Lawrence Inman again. Inman, giving a cushion. Nice job breaking when the ball gets there. But
He knew exactly.
Giving up too many yards.
Yeah.
Ahead of that.
He knew exactly where the sticks were, Chuck. He got to the sticks and picked up the 1st down.
That's all he needed.
Okay, we got 3 to the right, tight end to the left, and Hardy moves up to the left in the shotgun and give to Hardy. Hardy's out to the right. He's to the 50. Gets the ball up to about the 48-yard line where he'll be stopped on a short gain.
Mikey Hunter on the stop there.
Haven't heard his name too many times today.
Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down.
Nice-looking freshman athlete there out of Trotwood Madison High School.
Yep. Nice local product for the Marauders.
3 receivers to the left. Now they're going wide, Chuck. As in the first half, we saw the Golden Bears go trips to the boundary. Now they're going trips to the wide side. And Cambridge, knocked down, and that was
big number 52, Xavier Johnson.
Xavier Johnson.
Well, I'll tell you, love to tip that to yourself and come down with it, but we'll take the tip.
Yeah, nice job. As Cambridge looks over. 3 receivers to the left again, tight end to the right. Justin Hardy in the pistol formation. They look to the sideline to get the change of play. Okay, and that brings Hardy up to the left of Cambridge. Cambridge calls for the ball, takes a drop, he looks, and he takes off. He's up to the 45, he's up to the 40, and out at about the 38, but I think there's a flag, and I think it's going to be holding on number 72.
Yeah, the Marauders came with a blitz there, Bill, and it looks like that they did hold to pick that up. But, again, quarterback did a nice job there of reading the pressure. And, if they're coming, there's got to be an open space somewhere. Got a little chop block there. Was that the call, Coach?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And I don't know if they're pronouncing this right, Nafi Torrey was the culprit on that as he chopped the defensive lineman. Of course,
well, he wasn't alone, Coach. It takes 2 to chop block.
Yes, and nowadays you just have to be careful what you do in the tackle box anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Not like the old days when pretty much anything.
Get the old high-low block going there, Chuck.
Yep.
Did it many a time during my high school days.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
2x2 set.
Kept very clean in tackle box in my day.
Hardy moves up to the left. Cambridge. Jordan Walker motions from right to left into a trips. And Cambridge on a little quick screen to Hardy. Hardy's up to the 40. 45, cuts back to the 50, gets over to 50 to about the 48-yard line. And just where they started
Mays with the
before the
reception.
penalty, they're right back.
I'll tell you, good hustle there, Coach, by number 90, Deontay Washington, the defensive tackle. Nice hustle
15
play
on
coming
the
back
play.
to make the tackle down the field.
Fourth down.
So it's 4th down at the 49-yard line of the Marauders, and it will be punt time as Nick Christian, the human leg, comes in.
But again, like we mentioned in the first half, this is where Central State needs to stop them. You know, letting them cross midfield is a dangerous situation with Nick Christian.
He's going to, oh, there is a little bit of rugby. Oh, he
Rugby
takes
style.
a little rugby kick, and he's going to go, oh, wow. I don't know if that was by design or not, but
You know, Coach, I don't think it was, just given the fact that he looked like he ran a long way wanting to
Ball
kick it,
turned over
and
on
then finally
down.
figured out he was going to run it.
I don't know how, he's a big kid for a kicker in the
Yes,
first
he
place.
is. That's true, and probably not your ideal
Runner?
ball carrier.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that he's going to outrun too many people out there.
I don't think so, and he forced out of bounds there by,
Mistake, 1st and 10.
I
So-
believe that was number 32,
CSU offense is back on
Darius
the field.
Metters, or Metters.
And with 2 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the third quarter, there's a chance for the Marauders to add to their lead, Chuck.
Yeah, Marauders with twins into the bottom of the field, here into the short side.
We've got a little, what we would call king formation there. And Meeks, fake. Oh, wow,
up the middle.
trickeration, and it's Saffold bolts up to the 36-yard line.
I'll tell you, Bill, that's a play you're seeing a lot more in football today at the higher levels, where you fake that jet sweep and then,
And then a
just do
shovel pass to the
forward.
slot back, yeah.
Of course, you know, the key is on the shovel pass. A lot of people, you know, they see the ball hit the ground there, but if it would, but again, that would be an incomplete pass,
Right.
not a fumble. So
Yeah, and it's a safe play, and that's why you
very
see,
safe play.
like a lot of the Division I colleges, it's a 6-yard forward pass, but if he drops it, no harm done.
Exactly.
So I formation again, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Mays gives the ball to Saffold. Saffold
Isolation
powers
right
the
in the middle.
ball up to the 30-yard line. Nice run by Saffold.
Yeah, it is, and I'll tell you, Metters just keeps on.
Just
putting the pass.
it's just killing
Grading
people
the
up
road
there.
for him.
And they ran behind Jaquavius Husband and Lawrence Mosley, and I'd like to run behind those guys because that's a big amount of humanity on that side of the line.
Say, Bill, I think even I could run behind them. Not with the effect of Saffold.
Yeah, but it was impressive nonetheless. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Mays in the shotgun and gives the ball to
Yeah, we got a different back in there. That's number 27, and I believe
Moses Wine?
is that Vine?
yeah,
No, Jerry Lanier, Coach, 27.
Jerry Lanier. Okay.
First time I believe we've seen him today, a sophomore out of Philadelphia.
So Lanier gets into the scorebook.
Saffold back on the field.
Saffold, I wouldn't take Saffold out too long other than to tie his shoes maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't leave him on the bench for long.
Yeah. So Mays with Saffold to his left, trips to the left, tight end to the right. Mays looks it over with 3rd and about 5 yards. He rolls to his left and gets the ball out to Ford.
Ooh, dangerous throw there, Coach.
Pass attempt is
Dangerous
incomplete.
throw.
You know, Chuck, I just don't know on that. I mean, I guess the ball's got to get out a little bit faster on that because it's kind of telegraphed. And that the corner's jumping that pretty easily.
Yeah, he had a pretty tight coverage, and that's a pretty short route. So you combine all those things together, and like I
Right.
said, that equals a pretty dangerous throw there for Mays.
Yeah.
I want to say probably the most ill-advised throw we've seen him make today, though. He's played a pretty smart ball game.
Yeah, he has. Oh, they get under center. They shift
back
to an
to the
I
I.
formation. And they're trying to draw the Golden Bears off sides. And they're probably going to take a timeout here, Chuck. Or maybe not.
We'll see.
And
Fourth
snap,
down.
oh, they snap the ball. Rolls to his right. He looks. Gets the ball. Oh, and
Nice coverage.
well played by Miles College.
And
Oh, wait a minute.
We have a flag.
Incomplete.
We
There
got
is
pass
a
interference.
Not so
on
fast, my
23.
friend. We will see what the call is, but I'm thinking it might be pass interference, Chuck.
Yeah, I'll tell you,
it
that,
could be no flag. We've seen
We've
two
seen
no
several
flags.
pickups here today, haven't we? Yeah, but
Oh, they're waving.
and there we go. They waved it off. And I'll tell you, really, I thought 23 Rodney Coleman had really nice coverage on
He
there
did.
for Miles.
He
and,
did. Well, we were hoping, you know, as
hometown
a
crowd was obviously wanting the flag to stay, but they do pick it up.
So with 28 seconds to go in the third quarter, am I wrong, Chuck, or is that scoreboard wrong
You
up
keep
there?
living in the past.
No, doesn't it say the quarter?
Second quarter.
Second quarter.
Yeah.
I keep on looking at that.
But also it's 17-10. It looks like 11. Maybe it's just our angle.
well,
I'm not sure.
It does look like 11. In fact, when it was 7, it looked like 1.
Okay, so
just may have
17-10
a
Marauders,
scoreboard
28 seconds to
malfunction.
go in the third quarter. And it is, they give the ball, and no, it's Cambridge keeps it, and he's up to the 40, breaks out to the 45, is out of bounds at about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was a really nice run until number 21, Lawrence Emmett, could sling him out of bounds.
Now, you know what, Chuck? Now, we've seen in this last drive, I think that's maybe about the third or fourth time, Cambridge has tucked it down and ran, and they've picked up something here because he has got significant gains when he's run the ball.
He really has. That's been a key transition for them here in the second half.
Yes. Okay, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol formation.
See if they get this play off.
And they do.
Just before the end of the quarter.
And play action fake, and he's got completion for about 17 yards.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was right where it had to be, right in the middle of a couple of defenders there. Lawrence Emmett and Mikey on Johnson were real close to him.
Antonio Lee with the catch for the Golden Bears.
Miles College 10, Central State 17.
So the Marauders are not strangers to this situation here, Chuck.
We'd like to welcome back Vice President
leading going into the fourth quarter. They need to finish the deal and close the door on this game here.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I think they found the recipe for that here in the second half.
I agree.
The ball, controlled the clock, and had a lot of success with that. So hasn't resulted in a lot of points, but again, it's certainly eaten a lot of the clock, which has been to their advantage.
Yeah, it's been a great football game, great day for football here in Southwest Ohio, Wilberforce. And our first game this year at Central State, we hope in the future that we'll have a long association here and be able to do a few more of these Central State games.
I'll tell you, this is a great environment for football here. It really is, Coach. Obviously being homecoming, you've got a close to capacity crowd, but this team gets a lot of support from this community, and it's really nice to see.
Sure does. And Miles College, of course, talking to a couple of their radio people, are faced with a pending, at the very minimum, a tropical storm that's going to bring a lot of rain to their area down there.
Right, and unfortunately it sounds like it may hit them just as they're returning to the Birmingham area. So,
right. So
we do wish them a lot of luck and safe travels.
Safe travels, exactly. So our station ID.
.9 WZAA-LP, Jeffersonville.
Okay, we're back. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The Golden Bears have advanced down to the 34-yard line of the Marauders.
Hardy in field goal range here for them.
Yes, they are. Hardy moves to the right. They give the ball to Hardy, and Hardy trips as he squirts forward to about the 32, 33-yard line. Short gain, Chuck. And
Searles falls on him there at about
second down.
About the 32, but again, really just the trip more than the tackle.
Yeah. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hardy sets himself to the right of Cambridge. Cambridge looks it over, calls for the football, drops, gets ready to throw. A little stop route to Tyree, and Tyree bounces out to about the 21, 22-yard line. It looked like he was going to get away for a minute, Chuck.
Well, Torrey Johnson had him wrapped up, and he just spun out of it. And,
College first
I'm sure
down.
he ended up actually getting the stop, but he did a nice job picking up some extra yardage after contact there.
The Marauders are going to have to turn this one away here, but they have had success down in this area of stopping.
Yeah, we've seen Miles with some miscues inside their own side of the field, so
we sure
Central
have.
State's hoping for another one here.
Oh, and they're going to I thought they were dragging Hardy down, but he gets outside. He's up to the 15, down to the 5. Oh, he slips a tackle and gets into the end zone.
Coach, that's really a great individual effort by Hardy there.
Yeah.
Really, like you said, could have or should have been stopped in the backfield.
Touchdown.
Just broke a few tackles, hit the edge, and just danced down that sideline for a Golden Bear touchdown.
And they've run that outside zone with him several times, just with the idea that he can find that crease. He was finally able to get to the sideline, made a nice move, broke a tackle, and then took 20-yard run into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I think you made the point that here in the second half we've seen that a lot more than try to hit the edge,
right?
As opposed to running that zone read up the middle,
which kind of makes sense because defenses get tired and wear out.
Well, not only that, but like we talked about, as far off as Central State DBs are playing, if you can get that edge and just pick up a little bit of help out there by your wide receivers blocking, you're going to have some room to run. So
Nick Christian with the extra point. And we got a new ball game, Chuck, at 13:55 to go in the fourth quarter.
That's right. And, I'll tell you, it'll be interesting to see how Central State responds here. They've been, like we said, we've been in this situation before. But, hopefully they can find a way to turn it around and stay on top of this game.
Well, this is where you want to see if the 0-5 team is ready to be a winner and get it into the win column this week. And, they're going to have to answer the bell here. So back deep is we will have, we'll get this.
Like
we're going to have Terraris Saffold again. And number 12, Renan Lorenzo. And, of course, Nick Christian has been pretty good on putting the ball in the end zone, Chuck, so we may not even get a chance to see a return here.
Yeah, they've been pretty wary of Saffold's kick return skills, I think.
I would be, too. I wouldn't want to give them a running start at it, but hopefully we will see one here, which will add to a little bit of the excitement. So Nick Christian gets ready and approaches the football, and there's the kick. And it is, wow.
Yeah, it didn't even touch in the field of play.
No,
out of the back of the end zone.
Completely out of the end zone, so the ball come out to the 25.
Kicked into the end zone for a touchback.
And really, with the lack of consistency by
10 at the 25.
Miles College, Chuck, a long drive here, putting the pressure on Miles would be a great solution to a lot of problems here for the Marauders.
Yeah, I agree with you. That would solve a lot of their problems. Although, give Miles credit. They did come back and answered on that last drive where, I think it would have been easy for a lot of teams to just kind of fold it up in that situation.
Yeah. So, 17-17, fourth quarter, 13:55 to go in the game. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. And motion to the right. And Saffold just kind of picks his way through and works his way back up to the line of scrimmage. Not much there, Chuck. They motioned away from they went left to right on the motion. They gave Saffold the ball to the left, hoping to draw the backers with the motion, and it was no going there.
Yeah, I agree. Something to look for, Bill. That was Meeks in the motion there. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to him on a jet sweep here before the end of this game.
Right, and we've seen him fake it to Meeks on that.
Several times.
Right.
Yeah, so
maybe
been set up, as they say.
Setting it up, right. Try to get the linebackers to ignore the motion and then, of course, hit it hard.
Right.
So I formation, as we've seen a couple times here, and just not much there. The Golden Bears have stepped up
Number 23,
and
Saffold with the carry.
Stopped Saffold for little gain, if any. So we're looking at 3rd and 9, Chuck.
Third down.
Yeah, just not enough moving up front right now.
No, from the Marauders' own 26-yard line. And so, a little stop route here, maybe a quick slant, something that can move the chains is what the Marauders need right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But again, tough looking at a 3rd and long here, and almost 10.
Right. Looks like it'll come out in a 2-by-2 formation here. Saffold to the right of Mays. Mays calls for the ball, takes a quick drop. A crossing route to Meeks. Meeks has got it. He's got to work his way up, Chuck. Oh,
couldn't get there. Unfortunately, they're going to have to punt. Nice pick up on 3rd down, but Meeks just couldn't find the sticks.
No, we haven't seen that, Chuck. That's a nice little route there to work him across.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, they worked all the way across, and of course, a lot of times that's going to find yourself wide open. The key there is you've got the receiver and the quarterback both have to read that zone and figure out where you really want to stop, because you can't keep coming across. You're going to run right into the coverage. And
there was a guy by the name of Rice, I think, that used to run that route a lot.
Yeah, he was pretty good at that. He had also a couple guys named Montana and Young that were pretty good at reading that as well, I believe.
Yes, they were. But the run after the catch is where Rice was always tough on that.
Very true. Very true.
Meeks almost pulled out the first down. Wow! And the kicking woes. So Trevor Teal gets his punt blocked, and it's recovered by Miles for a touchdown. And just like that, Chuck, it's 23-17 in favor of the Golden Bears.
Yeah, another big special teams player.
And we talked about it at halftime. That had to be cleaned up for the Marauders to win this game. So we will see what kind of character the Marauders have now, because they've dug themselves a little bit of a hole.
Yeah, they've been here before.
They have been.
You know, we'll see if they can respond differently this time.
So Nick Christian in for the kick. And Christian is perfect.
Is good.
Yeah, he really banged that one
Miles
through.
College 24, Central State 17.
So, as we, look at the remaining part of this quarter, what a momentum change. We saw at the end of the second quarter, Miles gave up a touchdown to the Marauders with 6 seconds to go, and then the Marauders came out, methodical drive, go down and score. It seemed like momentum had switched their way, and just like that, a touchdown and a block kick, and they find themselves down 7.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach, that's exactly right. And that's another great example of the way momentum shifts so fast in college football.
Yep.
And, Miles, like we talked about, it would have been real easy for them to just fold it up and, basically call it a day. But, they didn't. They've hung in there tough. And, again, we can just hope Central State can respond in a similar fashion.
Very true, very true. So Nick Christian gets ready to kick, and if this is anything like the previous kickoffs, Chuck, we can just take a break here.
Yeah, that's right.
And if Rick wants to go to a station, if Rick wants to go to a station break, this probably won't be returned, Rick. So good time for that. Saffold back deep, and this ball is going to go about 5 yards deep into the end zone.
This one does actually touch in the field.
It does.
But pretty close to the back of the end line, so no return.
Goes into the end zone for a touchback.
So the Marauders will take over the 25-yard line.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if the Marauders, come back with a run game that's been good to them, or if they give Mays a chance to air the ball out a little more.
Well, I think, Chuck, at this point, we've established that it seems that Miles has made some adjustments to the run game. Last few times I've run the eye, it's been for little gain.
Right.
So I think you're going to have to loosen them up with some kind of play action or some quick passing game to get them out of the box so they can get back to running the football.
Yeah, I'd agree. And unfortunately, where Central State's had a lot of luck also too is with screens and draws.
Right.
But again, if you're not throwing the ball, then those are hard to run. But we're back in the I formation here.
Right. And give the Saffold.
No
Saffold cuts
action.
it back.
Yep.
He up to the 31-yard line. And that's a nice gain on first down, make it 2nd and 4.
Yes, it was. I have to hand it to Trent Mays there. Did a nice job carrying out his fake. He faked me out from up here. I thought he still had the ball.
It was good patience by Saffold, too. He took a step to his right. He let things clear, found the hole, and got upfield for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, I think, you see Le'Veon Bell's kind of made it kind of the in vogue thing now where, I remember back in the day you would tell running back never to stop in the hole and pick. But, you're starting to see a little more of that, and guys have a lot of success with it. I
formation for Marauders. Play action face to Saffold. Mays steps up. And, Martell comes back to the ball and catches it at the 30-yard line.
Martell Clark with a great adjustment to the football.
Wow.
So Mays underthrew that, and Martell did a great job to the back.
39-yard completion to Martell Clark. And just like that, the Marauders have picked up that momentum. And they're moving again, Chuck.
Yeah, this crowd here in Wilberforce is loving it.
So here we go. I formation, and why not?
That's right.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Mays takes the snap from under center, rolls to his left, and a draw play again to Saffold. Saffold gets out to the side, and no.
Oh, no, Coach. They're going to get a hold on big 77 Michael Wiggs.
And
he almost committed that Cardinal sin where you see the guy kind of throw his hands up. And, you might as well hang a guilty sign around his neck.
He was kind of locked in on that one.
Yes, he really was, and that's unfortunate.
So a momentum killer for the Marauders as they get a holding penalty. So we're going to most likely be looking at least 2nd and 20 here.
No, they declined that, Coach. I'm trying to understand the reasoning behind that, but that brings it 2nd and about 10.
I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that.
Maybe we'll call it 2nd and 11, but
So 2nd and 11. I mean, if it was a 3-yard loss, I maybe I understand that. But
yeah, well, they are marking it back now, so I guess it was a 3-yard loss. But
So how much are you going to benefit off of that, I guess?
That's right.
So we've got a offset
7
backfield.
yards, Coach. 7 yards.
And there's the
Another fake
jet
jet
sweep. And Mays is looking to the middle of the field. Oh, and he throws it up. And now, well, I would say interference, but then again, Chuck, it just could be one of those flags they're going to pick up again.
I'll tell you, really not a wise throw by Mays.
No, not at all.
Coverage down there in the middle of the field, and one of those old footballisms is you don't throw the ball way in the middle of the field.
And this time it is interference on Miles.
Well, hold on. Hold on. We've been here before.
We've been here before, and they've picked up the hanky before, so we'll see what happens here. The thing about Mays on that throw, if you're going to throw the ball to the end zone and take that shot, you tell your quarterback to throw it out the back.
Yeah, right.
You say you put it out there that if our guy doesn't catch it, it's going out of bounds.
Right.
You can't underthrow that pass to the middle of the field like that.
But they do end up upholding this call, so
Yeah.
we're going to get pass interference. So it's going to be first down for the Marauders. Let's see where they spot the ball. It's going to be at about the 17-yard line. The Marauders will be on the Golden Bears 17. 1st and 10.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see I formation here on first down.
No, they've been running it. They might as well stick with it.
And what did we just said, and that's what they came out in.
And we got to stop it here. Let's see what we got.
Oh, we might have a unsportsmanlike conduct or sideline penalty here. And this could move it a little bit closer, Chuck.
Yeah, let's wait and see what the call is, but you're right, Coach.
They are just buzzing over there on the Miles sideline. The coaches,
Yeah,
three or four of the coaches are out.
Coach Ruffin is about out to the numbers, it looks like.
Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike. Miles College.
And it is going to be unsportsmanlike on Miles.
So that's going to put it about down the 9-yard line now.
Yeah, so Central State's in real good shape here inside the 10-yard line with just under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Down by 7.
Here we go. I formation for Marauders. Tight end to the right. 2 receivers to the left. Saffold.
Get the box down there a little bit.
They got it messed up.
Yeah, a little bit. We have a stoppage here.
Yeah, they had the box. Fixed. Yeah.
So it is 1st and goal, but yeah, here we go. 1st and goal from the 9.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so they got it right now. So I formation.
Which again, has kind of been the formation of the half here for the Marauders.
It has been, and maybe something that we're going to see out of them more moving forward through the rest of the season. As long as Saffold keeps on running the way he does.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll tell you, with some of the blocks we've seen out of Metters today, I can see why they'd want to be in a formation where they can use both of their skills.
Yeah, Metters, he is a load coming through that hole, Chuck. I mean,
he comes with authority and brings the wood.
I'm sure those linebackers are going to be happy to get out of this game.
Yeah, they'll remember 32. There's no doubt about it.
A lot of them have looked like turtles on a lot of plays, being
right.
back on their shell. I formation for the Marauders. Saffold off to the left.
Just nothing there, unfortunately.
Number 23,
I think they're going to give them a gratuitous 1-yard gain on that.
Yeah, and Metters, did a nice job leading up to the hole, blew somebody up, but the hole shrunk quickly, and as soon as Saffold got there just wasn't anywhere to go.
Well, and Metters can come through and make the block, but the line has to maintain contact a little bit longer on that because...
That's right. The hole just closed way too quick.
Yeah. Things broke down left and right very, very fast. So, 2nd and 8 from the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 8.
Yeah, Marauders still in the I.
I formation, 2 receivers to the left. Play action fake. Throws the ball, and he had, wide open. Martell.
Pass is incomplete.
Yeah. Martell Clark was wide open on that. Wow, that's too bad, Chuck, because there was a well-conceived play and should have been 6 points.
Yeah, that really was a well-drawn-up play for sure, Coach. And again, just a little long on the throw.
Yep. So we've got 3rd down from the 8-yard line. Mays comes to the huddle with the play. And now at this point, you almost wonder if they're going to come out in the I. Yeah, at the break formation. Yeah.
Third down, they're going to go back in the gun here, Coach.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Saffold steps up. There's a little screen to Saffold. Oh, blown up.
Yeah, nice play by Miles there. They
blown up by Miles, number 28.
Read that all the way.
Yeah, number 28 for Miles. Nicavius Floyd. Nice hit.
Yeah, just a freshman linebacker out of Phoenix City, Alabama, with a nice play there.
And Trevor Teal.
Field goal, huh?
Trevor Teal's going to try to make up for that block punt here with a field goal.
Yeah, Central State needs a good special teams play here.
Yeah, they do. Okay, line up for the kick. This will be about a 33-yard field goal, and it looks good.
Coach. That's good.
Okay, so 24-20, Chuck. 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. A good defensive stand, get the ball back. Got a chance to win the football game.
That's right. Central State really needs to step up their defense here.
And we've got a station break.
Brings the Clinton County Fields every Friday and Saturday night now through October 28th. Experience the fire-breathing sounds. Board and sawdust school buses for a haunted ride you'll never forget. Terror in the Court, Slaughter Hotel, and the all-new Evil Asylum will chill you to the bone. Wilmington Haunted Hollow Ride, 1261 West Dalton. For more information and directions, go WilmingtonHauntedHollowRide.com.
You know, Chuck, I've stayed at Terror Motel before.
Really?
Is that in Sabina?
Yeah.
Be careful now. Be careful.
So, anyhow.
Yeah, Haunted Hollow, actually, though, is one of the better-known haunted attractions in Ohio.
Right.
They draw people from all over the state and really out of state as well.
Yeah. Sounds like a scary place. So, Trevor Teal with the kickoff. Miles has back deep. Leonard Tyree.
Short kick here.
And that is Anthony. Anthony Robinson's dragged down from behind.
I'll tell you, nice coverage there by number 81 for Central State.
Yeah, real nice coverage. So
Anthony Bang, it looks like, the sophomore out of Columbus. A nice tackle.
And that works out with a short kickoff return like that. So even better than going into the end zone, they start at the 18-yard line now.
Yeah, that's right. Not only that, but not a lot of time off the clock or anything else. So,
right.
Central State has to be wary of that now. Miles is obviously going to try to work the clock here.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see Cambridge tuck the ball if they do pass and take off with it instead of give the illusion of a pass, but he takes off and runs. Okay, we got 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Cambridge in the gun. Cambridge gives it off to Hardy. Hardy on an outside zone, which he scored on. Whoa, no!
Oh, no.
He breaks out. No. He's to the 40. He's to the 50. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Golden Bears.
Wow.
And just like that.
Wow, what a great individual effort there by Hardy. Broke a few tackles, and all of a sudden there was nobody there.
Justin Hardy, their leading rusher, with 349 yards going into this game. I think he added quite a few to his total on that run.
No doubt about it, Coach.
And that would be a 82-yard run?
Yes, I believe that's right, correct.
82-yard run. And, maybe the Marauders' defense just getting worn out, Chuck, on that stretch.
Well, it's been warmer. It's cooling down now, but you're right. I mean, throughout a lot of the day, it's been pretty warm, and they've been on the field a lot.
Yep. You can't trade 7s for 3s, and that will get you in a bad situation real quick.
Yeah, that's right. Again, Central State with that last field goal, I sure really felt like they were climbing back in this one, but well, you're right. You cannot, you cannot give that touchdown up. That's a big momentum killer.
So 30-20, 7:30 to go, fourth quarter. Nick Christian, the human leg.
Coach, we just had another unsportsmanlike on Miles College. I'm not sure what happened, but
I think
Wouldn't that be an ejection?
I was going to say it could be an ejection. Somebody's going to go probably.
Yeah, well, I believe the last one would have been on their bench or their sideline, so I'm not sure, how that occurs.
Yeah, I think the coach gets that, though, if it's on the sideline. So, Nick Christian with the kick. I'd like to call him Nigel Gruff,
The leg?
The leg.
Miles College 30.
Pure muscle.
State 20.
He's wiry.
However you say it.
Yeah, wiry. So, used our replacements reference there, Chuck.
That's right. I'm sure our football movie fans got that.
Yes, they did.
Probably nobody else.
Nobody else. If you didn't see the replacement, you would not understand that. But anyhow, 31-20, 7:50 to 7:50 to go, or
7:30 to go.
7:30 to go.
Yeah, time running out here for the Marauders.
Fourth quarter. Yeah. So we will see what happens here as the Marauders get ready to receive, and now you're going to have to pick the I formation. That I formation is probably not going to be the best offensive strategy at this point.
No, I'd have to agree with you on that, Coach.
So
Trent
Trent
find a way to eat some yards quick.
They're going to have to rely on the right arm of Trent Mays here to move the ball down the field. However, they benefit from a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the sideline.
Yeah, they should actually get a ball that they can return here, which is going to get Saffold
I'm
maybe
tell
his
you what,
first
if the leg takes this to the end zone on this one, Chuck,
sign him up, huh?
Yeah, the NFL scouts will be out here to start talking to him. But Saffold should get a chance to get a return on this, and just like that, he could change this game back into a 4-point football game. But, special teams has played a huge part in this game, Chuck.
Yeah, we knew it would, and it certainly turned out that way.
Yep. So, Nick Christian boots the ball.
Saffold's going to get a shot. No, he lets it go over his head.
He
fields it on the goal line.
He gets it up to the 5. Gets outside. Saffold is taken down at the 9-yard line.
I don't know if he misread that, but an unfortunate return for Saffold there.
You got to catch that one on the fly, Chuck.
Yeah, and I think he had a chance to. I'm not sure why he let it go over his head.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought it would go into the end zone, but didn't quite make it. Had to pick it up on the goal line.
And you don't want to let it rolling around down there because that would be another special teams miscue they couldn't afford.
They certainly couldn't afford at this point. You're right, Coach. So we're going to end up with, it looks like about a 1st and 10 on the 10.
And a 90-yard field here facing the Marauders.
Let's make it 91, Coach. We're on the 9.
91. A 91-yard run by Terraris Saffold would be nice right now.
We know he's got the skill to do it.
We know that for sure. And a
Mace
little
zone.
screen.
Trying to set up the screen to Meeks. And
little jailbreak screen to Meeks. And
this never really wasn't going anywhere. Never got him the ball.
No. And that's the type of thing you got to make sure you're getting some good solid penetration to run that play, because if you get too many people hanging around the line of scrimmage, that is not going to work for you.
That's right. That whole play is designed to work against penetration. And you're right. Miles just didn't have enough there to make it work.
No. So Mays rolls out to the right, tries to get the ball, fits it into Meeks.
Yeah, again, trying to get it to Meeks, but nice play by Miles there, the DB, to knock the ball away.
So 3rd and 10, and Chuck, they're going to need they're going to have to get some double move route in here to get someone open. They have had some success on fades, although they haven't connected. They have had it open.
Yeah, I believe the deepest pass play they've had today was about a 39-40-yarder to Martell Clark. So they need something like that right here for sure.
To the right, one to the left. Saffold in the backfield. And there's the throw to Meeks. And Meeks catches it at the 20-yard line. I think it's going to be a
penalty.
Yeah, that's going to be a helmet-to-helmet contact.
And I think that might be targeting.
Meeks really took a shot there, Coach. Looks like he's okay, though. I'm not sure he held on to the football, though. In fact, I don't think he did.
Okay. So helmet-to-helmet could be a...
So they're just talking about whether they eject him or not.
Right. I don't know. I go back and forth on this.
He's gone. He's gone.
After seeing Joey Boza get kicked out of the Fiesta Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah. Well, you just wonder what kind of career would Jack Tatum have had if he played today.
Well, he wouldn't have had a career, I don't
Wouldn't
think.
have lasted very long, would it?
He'd have been in the television booth.
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense. Number 4.
So, in fact, it was a targeting foul, and with
they do eject
7:12
him.
7:12 to go in the fourth quarter, 31-20 in favor of the Miles College Golden Bears, and new life for the Marauders as it's 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, Chuck. So,
Yeah, that should give them a shot in the arm. Let's see what they can do with it.
yeah.
Yeah,
They got to
Central
hang
State-
on to the football, though, when Mays gets it there. I mean, that's been a huge problem with some of these passes.
Yes, it has. You're right, Coach. They need to finish.
2-by-2 formation. Saffold slips to the flats. Oh, Mays rolls out to his right. Got to work to get open. Yes. He finds Meeks, I believe.
No, it looks like that's 16, Coach.
Oh,
16 is, let me check my roster. Yeah, that's Tyrone Jones.
Tyrone Jones works his way into the open spot. And that's what you got to do, Chuck, when your quarterback's on the run. The man to the side of the wherever he's scrambling needs to clear out and let everybody else run across the field and try to get open.
That's right. Those guys need to work to get open, and that's exactly what Jones did there.
Yeah.
Worked his way across the field back to where Mays needed him to be.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Mays takes the snap, a little quick slant to Ford and the linebacker for Miles College. I think that's our buddy Nicavius Floyd. It is.
I believe it is, and he just threw it behind him, basically, there, Coach, is what happened.
Yeah. It looked like Floyd got a hand on it, though, when he reached back there.
Oh, was there a tip?
I
missed
think
that.
he tipped it just enough to make it uncatchable. Okay. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Saffold. Oh. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Saffold. Quarterback draw. And Mays
Yeah, just nothing there.
gets up to about the 31, so it's going to bring up. Oh, I'm sorry, lost a yard.
Yeah.
Back to the 31, so they're going to be looking at a 4th down and 4 yards. They got to go for it, Chuck.
Yeah, they do, and I'll tell you, Miles has really jacked it up here in the fourth quarter on defense. They we got a little pushing and shoving, looks like nothing, but
and it looks like Teal's back in the punt.
yeah,
This is
Central State is going to go ahead and punt it and try to
play
try to get
defense.
the ball back, but boy, under 6 minutes, that's tough. But again, they're inside their own 35-yard line. There's not a lot of options there, unfortunately. Another bad low snap. Teal does get it away.
He does get it off and gets a nice roll.
Yeah, Central State hasn't had many rolls to go their way today.
No, they have not. So down on the 34-yard line, Teal, just a lot of dysfunction there between the snap and the kick. Something that the Marauders will have to go back and work on because, do you adjust the guy, Chuck? You move him up a yard if he's going to drop it. I mean, if that's the best you got, you've got to do something so there's a clean snap, catch, and kick.
Yeah, that's right. But, you move that guy up, he's a yard closer to those rushers, too.
That's true.
They've already had one kick blocked today, so.
Very true.
It's a fine line, Coach, no matter what direction you go.
It is. It is. So, Miles comes out, 2-by-2 formation. Hardy off to his left. He's had the big second half for the Golden Bears. Cambridge, and they're going to be in no big hurry now, Chuck.
Yeah, and let's see if Central State gets aggressive, see if they start crowding the line a little bit, trying to plug up those holes.
Okay, hand off to Hardy. Hardy takes it to the right again. He's gone. He's to the 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown for Justin Hardy.
What a run. 2 big runs back-to-back by Hardy. Wow. He has taken over this game here in the fourth quarter.
And an 82 and 65-yard run here in the second half. Not to mention the great run, the 20-yard run for a touchdown where he busted through a few tackles and got into the end zone. So three touchdowns today for Justin Hardy. I think he could be our player of the game.
At this point,
You
Coach,
think?
I agree with you. You know what?
He's got to run 100. I forgot.
Yeah.
Hardy just took a lot of the air out of the stadium, and it looks like they're taking a lot of the fans with them because boy, that was really an exclamation point there for this Miles College team today.
Yeah, Nick Christian with the extra point.
Miles College 38, Central State
38-20 in favor of Miles. And Wow, just like that, Chuck, when we thought that it seemed that the Marauders had taken control of the momentum, Justin Hardy takes over the game for the Golden Bears and really put this one away for him.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're right. He put this Miles College team on his back, basically, in these last couple of drives and said, we're getting out of here with a victory.
I like that, Chuck. Put him on his back.
And we couldn't even really call them drives, could we?
No,
there was one and go.
Oh, he was driving all right. But
that's the question. Does one play a drive make it? I don't know.
Well, we know one thing. If there is a good thing for Central State, is it doesn't take a lot of time off the clock, so it still gives them an opportunity to do something. But you can't give up too many more of those before it's a blowout.
That's what I love about you, Bill. The eternal optimist.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with 38
years of coaching there, Chuck.
We got an 18-point lead with 5 to go. Central State's got a shot, but they need to make something happen here.
And I did see Northwestern blow this kind of lead against UCLA one year, so I mean it is possible that it could happen.
I don't know. Saying Boston College, Miami as well. Is that?
Well, yeah, there you go. Gerald Phelan, where are you?
I'm not going to say it can't happen.
Unlikely. Yeah. So there's a kick by Nick Christian. I think that one is only actually 2 yards from the end zone.
Actually hit in the field again.
Yeah. So are they got to dial up some 18-point plays here, Chuck?
Yeah, they really do. And so unfortunately, you're starting to see some frustration set in.
So if you go down and score, Chuck, let me ask you this: you go down. Yes. Let's say you go down in 2 minutes and score. Do you start thinking about going for 2-pointers here when you're down by 18?
Well, that's a good question. I guess, like all coaches, I'd have to look at the chart and see what it says. But,
yeah.
You get 2, then you're winning 16, and then a field goal would win it. So,
right.
To me, that makes a lot of sense. I haven't crunched the numbers on it, obviously, like I said, but I leave that to the people that create those
big
charts that they look at. But, yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense here for Central State if they can do that.
3 receivers to the right, Saffold in. Mays takes a drop. Oh, Meeks was right in the open, and he drops it off to Clark, and Clark is able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, at this point, Miles knows exactly what's coming. They're just going to play back, keep everything in front of them. Yeah. They'll give up a short throw like that for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Mays is getting a little bit of pressure, but when he's able to reset, he's had some time to get the ball off.
Yeah, that's right. And unfortunately, he has had to do that more here in the second half.
Right. 3 to the right, Saffold to the right. Mays takes a drop. He looks, finds the ball to Ford.
Oh,
and just,
I'll tell you.
There's no Ford has to come.
Ford with another drop.
He's got to pull that in.
Yeah, that was a rocket. I mean, Mays threw it in there pretty hard, but Ford's got to have that ball.
Yeah. Which would have been an easy first down for the Marauders.
Yeah. And you got to feel for a young man like that and having a day like this, but you got to have it.
Yeah, he's had some nearly tremendous big plays in the first half on some fades, and then a relatively easy little in route like that, and he's got to come up with that one, Chuck.
Yep, exactly.
2-by-2 set, Saffold to the right. Mays looks over the field. There's the snap. He takes a drop, steps, up, moves to his right. He's getting pressured, finds Clark. And Clark is able to get the ball up to the 32-yard line.
I'll tell you, give Clark a lot of effort there, Coach. He really worked hard after the catch, trying to make something happen.
He did, and he
broke a couple tackles. But again, like we talked about, Miles is just keeping everything in front of him. He'll give that up all day.
So you're 4th and 4. It's pretty easy at this point. You've got to do something here with this 4th down to keep any chance of coming back alive. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 4th and 4. 4:04 to go in the 4th quarter. And nothing there for Ford.
Yeah, throws it over Ford's head that time. Ford really never had a shot at that one. The ball really got on him before he knew it.
Probably
a turnover on downs.
Probably a couple runs into the line here, Chuck. The clock will run, and this should be a victory for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, Central State's got a few timeouts, but again, given the time and everything else, it would be a question whether or not they decide to use them.
376-6345.
So, nice second half performance by the Miles College Golden Bears. And, you know, this Joseph Cambridge has looked pretty good at quarterback, Chuck.
Yeah, he really has. He's, you know, had a few rough patches here and there, but, you know, given what we assume is his first start, he really has done well.
And, of course, Justin Hardy has been the man, and he gets the ball again. And, geez, Chuck.
Yeah, when you can run the ball like that, that makes everybody's job
another
easier,
5 yards for Justin Hardy.
Yeah.
And I would say, you know, they're going to feed Hardy the ball here, I think, and see if they can get him in the zone. And that's kind of the difference between college and high school. I think that's a different running back, actually. That's number 9. I think Hardy was number 8, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right, Coach. Yep.
So we will get a number on number 9 here and see who that young man is to give him proper recognition. Number 9.
That's Jerkari Jackson. And I'm not sure what, you know, Jerkari Jackson was a preseason all-team first leaguer, but hasn't been the starter, so I'm not sure what the situation is with that. But
so
it's nice to see him getting a little bit of action here today.
Again, Jackson with another carry, enough, it looks like, for a first down.
And you know, we really, Coach, at this point, it's getting to where the Marauders, you know, need to step it up and play a little pride on defense. Because, you know, you do not want to give up another score in front of your hometown.
You're exactly right. Don't, you know, you had this nice, energized crowd. Don't send them away with a sour taste in their mouth.
Right.
So 2-by-2 formation, Cambridge with Jackson lined up in the gun. And they're just letting the clock roll away here. Jackson steps up to the right of Cambridge. Cambridge gives the ball off to Jackson. Jackson outside, takes it up to the 20, down to the 10.
Yeah, we're going to get a hold here, Coach. Yeah. Number 11 from the Golden Bears just basically tackled, tackled number 3.
Well, they might pick him up. They have.
Yeah, because Jameis Sanders basically got tackled out there, Coach. So.
But you never know, Chuck. The way we've seen things today, you just don't know if they're going to.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they very well might pick that one up.
They might pick.
We're just getting ready to start the second half. Wilmington College down 9-7.
So we have an update in the OAC.
Sounds like the Quakers are playing some defense.
In the start of the third,
to 3 field goals.
Start of the third quarter, it is Baldwin Wallace 9 and Wilmington 3.
7.
Or 7. When was the last time that we had a Wilmington College Baldwin Wallace game that's that close?
Single digits in the first half.
Yeah. So, congratulations to Coach Moore. He's got those Quakers playing, and hopefully they'll be able to pull out a victory there. Now, that would be a big win.
Yeah, that would be a good sports show this coming Thursday when we talk to him.
Yeah. A BW win. Of course, BW is one of the legendary programs in the OAC.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. Coach Tressel's father there for many years. Built that program into a real powerhouse, and they've just continued that.
And national title in 78 and a couple appearances with deep playoff runs. They were the Mount Union of the OAC before Mount Union assumed that mantelpiece.
Be careful, that's a bold statement. That's a bold
well,
statement.
yeah, I guess Dayton would be closer to being the Mount Union of Division III during the 80s. And that's
stretching a little.
I got a lot of respect for Coach Kelly and UD, but yeah, I'd say that might be a stretch too.
Yeah. Well, could you compare anybody to Mount Union other than Whitewater? And even Whitewater is still.
Alabama?
Yeah, yeah, maybe Alabama.
Good point, Chuck.
Yeah, that might be the only one. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation.
Reverse.
And a little reverse to Tyree. Tyree is still spinning around in the backfield and dragging.
I'll tell you, really a nice play there by number 15, and that is
number 3,
Devin
Tyree
Walden.
with the carry.
He's a sophomore linebacker out of Detroit. He's been played a little bit of defensive end here in the second half, and did a nice job reading that and making the tackle for a loss. 15-yard
loss there. So as time runs out here, 1:53 to go in the fourth quarter, 38-20 in favor of the Miles College Golden Bears. And they line up in a pistol formation, fullback offset to the right. And they give it to Jackson again. He breaks it off to the left, 30, 25, down to the 21. I hope they don't have to hand the ball off too many more times, Chuck.
Jackson with the carry.
Well, let's see, what's the down there? That was...
This could be fourth down here.
Yeah, it's going to be...
third
It's
down.
going to be 3rd and 11, so now there's 1:21 left on the clock. So
Hopefully
may or may not be able to get out of here.
Depends on how the officials want to spot it. If they're slow
Right.
in spotting the ball, we could get out of here in 2 plays. And
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock.
of course, I got to make sure to play defense on the next play.
Well, of course, they just added 5 seconds to game clock, Coach, so maybe the referees aren't looking to
The Central State
spot it
University
slow and get out of here.
ROTC program is a solid start on the path to your future. And
So you gotta wonder about that, Chuck.
scholarship at Central State will give you that start. After
The question
graduation,
has to
you're
be is
rewarded
why.
with a commission
Yes.
as a
Has to be
top
why.
sergeant in the United States Army.
So, anyhow.
Make sure you stop by the Army.
Well, it's been
ROTC
a great day
across
out
the
here at
concession
Wilberforce.
stand to find out more
Our
details.
thanks to Nick Novi, the SID here at Central State, for setting us up. And we hope to have a long association with Central State and get out here and do a few more football games in the future.
I agree. It's great to have gotten to experience homecoming here at Central State, and like we talked about, all the pageantry and the parade and everything else, and got to see a pretty great football game. Unfortunately, the Marauders are going to come out on the wrong side of it. But
And a jet sweep, I believe it's Curtis Johnson. I'm sorry, I might be wrong about
it's been
that.
a beautiful day here at Wilberforce.
Yes.
4th down.
So 4th down now.
On this homecoming weekend, we like to recognize
1
the
minute
Central
to
State
go.
Alumni marching band in the house today.
And this could be the last play, Chuck. Should be the last play. It won't be the last play.
No, it won't be. It's 4th down. They're going to go ahead and give the kicker another shot at a field goal here.
Yeah. So maybe he's approaching some kind of record. That would be my only.
In the 3rd quarter, Wilmington's taken the lead. They're up 14-9 now.
14-9. The Quakers over the Yellow Jackets.
They have to have a quick drive back to Clinton County.
Look forward to having the
Catch the end
support
of that
of the
one.
best fans in the SIAC. Visit maraudersports.com for the newly released men and women's basketball schedules.
So when we take a look at the OAC, of course, we don't have anything on Mount Union yet, but Mount Union and Heidelberg was the big game this week.
Right.
And see if Mount keeps it under 50 this week. So they've been on a tear here. Although last week they only scored 38, Chuck. So
was that it? I
Yeah.
never saw the box score. Never saw the final on that.
Yeah.
Just 38. Huh?
38-7 over Ohio Northern. So and in Northern, in its own rights, has been a pretty good program over the last 15, 20 years.
Yes, they have. Yeah, they've done a nice job there in Ada.
So Nick Christian with a 35-yard field goal and
Bangs it home.
Bangs it home.
35-yard field goal good by Christensen.
So Central State is going to get another shot at the ball here.
Yeah, 41-20.
Yeah, just a minute to go here in the 4th quarter.
I don't know, Chuck. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of been a game, like we talked about, where, we've had ups and downs and back and forths. And, Central State kind of played a decent first half and then came out the second half, showed some sparks, had some signs, but just couldn't put it all
Miles
together.
College 41, Central State 20.
Well, and I think the thing is, when we look at this, Terraris Saffold can definitely be a guy that they can give the ball to, build the offense around. Got to work with the receivers a little bit. They've got to be more consistent on catching the ball and their route running. But I think, all in all, we saw some good signs that they're about ready to break out of this.
I agree with you. I think, what we've seen is they found a lot of different ways to use Saffold.
Right.
And Trent Mays has shown, I think, that, if he gets some better receiver play, he can lead this team to some victories. He made some nice decisions today, had a couple, maybe ill-advised ones, but, you're going to have that. And, I thought overall he played a decent game again, and, we get a little better all-around play and give him a little more time and a little better play on the outside. I think you're right that, Central State has a lot of good signs. It's just, unfortunately they're a few steps away, and,
right.
That unfortunately doesn't lead to victories.
Defensively, for 2.5 quarters, they stepped up. They made some key stops. I think they just got worn out in the second half.
I think you're exactly right. I think fatigue really shows when you see those long runs.
Yeah.
2 series back-to-back with 50 or 60-yard plus runs. I mean, that's, guy hits the second level, and there's just no one there to chase him.
And Nick Christian just boots the ball through the end zone again.
Yeah.
So
Same old song.
Same old song.
Now with 6 minutes remaining, Baldwin Wallace over Wilmington, 17-14.
17-14 BW over Wilmington.
Barn burner there.
Yeah. Still in the third quarter.
Wilmington.
So you have a 3-0 game in the first half, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 you have 14 points scored by both teams here. So we'll see how that all plays out. Is that that's up in...
That's at BW.
BW.
Oh, it is at BW.
Up in Berea.
Yeah.
So former Browns training camp there. Oh, yeah. Again, Martell Clark with a nice effort on the football there.
Yeah, I just couldn't hold on.
No.
Nice ball by Mays, put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah. Just kind of been the story of the game, though, Chuck.
Yeah, that really has been, hasn't it?
Mays has had some good tosses, and they just haven't come down with the football. And, special teams has had a huge hand in this, too, today, because it's not been a clean game on that aspect of it.
Right.
So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Saffold set off to the left of Mays. Mays drops. He looks.
Now we're going to stop a play here.
These guys must really want to earn their pay today, Chuck, I would say. 49 seconds to go, and we have...
Maybe they get paid by the flag.
It might be.
No, if that were true, they wouldn't have picked up.
They wouldn't have picked up those 3 flags.
I do have to say, I don't know that I've seen a game that's had as many flags picked up as this one. But I have to say, in a way, give credit to the referees that, they're willing to admit, hey, I made a mistake. Let's talk about it.
Well, they created some enemies on the other sideline. We know that.
That's true. Yeah.
So 3 receivers to the right. Mays drops. He looks. A little crossing route. He finds Meeks. Meeks is trying to escape. Gets out at about the 29-yard line. Well short of what they needed for a first down, but keeps the drive.
Yeah, we got to see a little bit of those feet that make Meeks such a special player. But, he just needs a little more room than that, unfortunately.
3rd and about 6. And they're going to need to catch some lightning in the bottle, Chuck, to get this one in the end zone.
Well, unfortunately, Coach, I don't know of any 22-point plays.
Well, maybe Saffold on a 72-yard run.
Still on the 6.
Yeah, that is true. A little underthrown.
Yeah, almost picked off there. Mays just about had his second interception of the day.
So Mays looks at 4th down, and what should be, unless it's an incomplete pass, could be the last play of the game. Three receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Mays in the shotgun.
Miles predictably playing prevent defense here, just trying to keep everything in front of him.
Yeah, defensive line is, and the ball is
caught, but it's going to be short.
Short
of first down.
Short of a first down.
Short of the first down.
And that should be enough to.
Ball turned over on downs. Miles College first.
The ball will, of course, clock stops as the offense and defenses change.
Yep. Miles could just take a knee here. Let's see what they do.
They could, but I had sensed with that field goal, Chuck, that they may be upset about something. And so do they add insult to injury here?
That's possible.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I just don't know about the field goal. I mean, they had the opportunity to probably run it out there.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach, though, but, also, Central State's missed some tackles. They run up the middle and punch in a touchdown.
I agree.
Would you? You're right. At that point, then you blame Central State. But
yeah, now they're in victory formation.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and take a knee and get out of here. Head back to Alabama with a nice victory.
Yeah, and we wish them safe travels and our prayers as they go back to a storm zone there.
Yes, with everyone in that area.
So we will see. Okay, so Chuck, that'll end it here as the clock runs down in the fourth quarter. 41-20 in favor of the Miles College Golden Bears. And as we said, we saw some good things, some work ahead for the Marauders, who go to 0-6, and Miles is now 3-3.
Yeah, and again, there were some bright spots for the Marauders today. Just unfortunately, not enough of them put together in the right sequence.
Thank you for your support.
Again, they keep working. They've got the tools. They've got the keys. They need to put it all together.
Yeah.
Our thanks again to Nick Novi and the athletic department here at Central State to make this broadcast possible here on Campus Nation and, of course, WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville. And, well, Chuck, thanks for coming out, being the color today. It was fun.
Yeah, good game, Chuck.
And we look forward to getting you out here to do a few more in the future, and we will we'll see how this all plays out. Chuck, recapping it, player of the game for Miles, I think is pretty easy.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. You'd have to give it to number 8.
Yeah, Justin Harding.
Justin Harding with some just amazing runs there in the second half. Really closed this game out and put it away. Really settled the issue.
I think it's going to be a game of running backs because I think Terrell Saffold has to be the player of the game for Central State.
I agree. He showed that he's got a lot of tools, and he used a lot of them today. And he's a dangerous weapon and going to continue to be for Central State. So,
yeah,
again, 2 great running backs today. Saw a lot of nice things on both sides of the ball from both teams. Just again, not enough for the Marauders to come out with a W.
Mikey on Hunter, nice job in the middle. The Marauders defense just was out there too long, Chuck.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, like we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, they've got a lot of young players, and those young players aren't used to playing these 60-minute games, and even into the 5th game of the season, some of those guys are still, I'm sure, getting acclimated to that, and I think that bodes well though for Central State going forward. That their youth is getting a lot of experience, and in the years to come, these kind of losses are going to pay off with W's.
And just hope that Coach Cedric Pearl keeps his head up, keeps his troops focused on the goal, and everything will be all right here for the Marauders. So, as we move through this, next week, of course, Campus Nation will travel to Urbana for the Notre Dame College Urbana football game. And so, for Rick Phillips and Chuck Hale, I'm Bill Rayback, and so long, everyone.